I rearranged my computers to see if that would be more comfortable, but I'm starting to very rapidly realize that this is not a more comfortable setup. At least not yet. Let me see here. Let me move this to there. Grab this right here. We're good right there. Okay, let's look at all of these links that you have bestowed upon me. Maybe we'll add those in at the here, let me scroll. Oh my god, you actually linked a metric fuck ton of these things. Jesus Christ. You know what we'll do? We'll just do it like this, okay? Let me click here and go like this. We'll just click on all the ones. How is it going? Alley Cattails. We are going to do what I was told to do last time, which is I have all these links all set up. We're going to be talking about the H1B Visa Cap fight that Elon Musk and Vivek decided to get into with MAGA. We're also going to talk about Matt Gaetz just a little bit because I would love to see people continue to defend Matt Gaetz in chat just because it's really funny, because they know that this guy looks guilty as hell. And before it was, well, we don't even have that health ethics report, and everyone's judging him before anything even comes out, and blah, 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 blah. And I guess just like as like a little preview, okay, just a little preview as to what we're going to be talking about. It was mentioned in one of the videos I had seen about it on CNN that he made a new email account while sitting in his office at the Capitol to buy fucking drugs. Oh man, so that's what we'll hopefully we can figure out. I tried to find that exact point to get a what do you call it, a timestamp on it for, but yes, Tech Bro MAGA versus non-Tech Bro MAGA. Let me just damn, this is just like so many links. Ooh, here, I'll go ahead and copy this link right here and throw this into the Matt Gaetz thing here. Nope. Trump defends Gaetz? Question mark. We'll have to see. What an idiot. I know, you have to be exceptionally fucking retarded. You know what? Yeah, this is how I'm gonna have to do this. Let me see here. Okay, I don't care about the things. Okay, let's see here. Was he trying to get on America's Dumbest Congressman or something? Well, even Matt Gaetz wouldn't lose that one to someone like George Santos, okay? George Santos was even stupider, all right? He lied about way more easily verifiable things. Like, I think he lied about, like, his parents or his grandparents being in the Holocaust for some reason. Like, I don't know why he would lie about that. Okay, we're going to open up a bunch of these links that have to do with the H1B visas stuff from... Wait, hold up. Come on, pop back in there. Thank you, sir. All right. Yeah, no, it's all fucking brazen. Damn, they're mad, dude. Holy shit, dude. You, like, linked the fuck out of this shit, dude. This has been huge on right-wing Twitter, so I've gathered. So we never forget. So one thing that we have talked about in the stream last time and behind the scenes. I say behind the scenes as if there's much of a behind the scenes here, but you know, something that we've spitballed doing is like something like I'm doing right here. I'm getting links prepared. It seems like these are just going to be fun memes to go through after we're done going through these links, but doing like little profile pieces on people. You know, like why is Matt Gaetz actually like a shitty person besides the fact that he like sex trafficked a 15-year-old girl or whatever the fuck, right? It was like we could like go through like his legislative thing and like explain exactly how much of a piece of shit he is, right? Same thing with Vivek or Elon Musk or something like that. Not like full in-depth things, but something that's like relatable to like something that's happening in the news that day or that week or something, and then like doing like a little profile, like this is why this like Tucker Carlson guy is an evil piece of shit, right? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, if I have the time to get all of that together, but we're definitely like looking at doing something like that. Here's a question. Do I want to do caffeine now or later? I think I want to do caffeine now. I saw Matt out doing something similar about all of Trump's cabinet picks. Could watch her as an example or two. I might do that. Sex offender or criminal. Fucking spitting facts. Caffeine now and later. Well, Anonymous has just convinced me. I'm going to run and grab myself some caffeine, and I'll be back, and then we'll go through these links. And do y'all want to do, let me know while I'm walking over there. Do we want to do the H1B visas, which I think is going to be a funnier thing, and probably a longer segment? Or do we want to do the shorter and like more serious topic first on Matt Gaetz? Which I guess they're both going to be funny because it's just a bunch of people like trying to walk back any defense of Matt Gaetz that they've done in the past. But you guys give me some input from chat while I grab that. All right. A OneNote outline? OneNote. What the fuck is OneNote? Are you talking about the outline right here with all the links? One second. I'm also going to... Listen, I think that we need to be a little bit more jovial, and I think that we need to have a little bit more fun on stream. Okay? Yeah. No, this isn't OneNote. This is Obsidian. Something that I was highly recommended to start using last stream. Because I'm a disorganized piece of shit. So, we're going to try and be slightly more organized on stream nowadays. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But we're also gonna... Sorry. We're also going to kind of sandbag that just a little bit with a quarter of an edible and a drink, just so that we can keep the jovialness, okay? We're going to have the jovial levels raising. Okay, very short story, because there's not really much of a punchline. But yesterday, I was gifted some gummy edibles from some older people, right? They told me that they were like 20 milligrams. So I'm like, 20 milligrams is fucking nothing. I popped the whole fucking thing in my mouth. Color me fucking shocked when I start feeling way too fucking high, way too stoned. It was 200. It was 200 milligrams, not 20. Literally an order of magnitude more. Dude, I was... I was sitting on the couch. Bro. Where is OBS? Bro, I was sitting on the couch like this, dude. Like... I was fucking immobile. No way. No, they just misread it. We just, you know. I took the word of responsible adults and, you know, I just believed them at face value. But, like, you know what? That was a very bad decision on my part. Because they needed their glasses on literally 10 times more than I was expecting. And I was just gorked out on the fucking couch. To low amounts of mushroom? I can't really say if it's similar to low amounts of mushrooms because I've only done shrooms 3 times. And I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to half-ass, you know, such a monumentous occasion as, like, I get to take shrooms. I've always gone hard as fuck into shrooms. So, you're staying calm even if a Belgian Malinois walked in? Wait, who the fuck is anonymous? Do you know my history with fucking Malinois? Do I know you personally? Because I love me some Belgian Malinois, but, that's literally, I think, the only kind of dog to have ever bitten me in my entire, like, 10 years of working with dogs. Biting you on stream once? Okay. I didn't know that I'd ever told that story. I'm in the Mile High City. I like weed, but that's way too much. I went to Colorado one time, and I passed out in a Target snack aisle because I couldn't breathe. Low shrooms is a really fun experience, and there's a ton of research indicating it could be groundbreaking to fight depression. I've heard that. I've also heard that the guy that pioneered that research, like, heavily edited his research, and now they have to, like, redo all of it to see if it's replicable. But I just think that drugs can be fun, and if you take them responsibly, you know, it's fine. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started in this. All right, this is a new All right, someone wants to have a conversation with me, but that's going to have to wait until after this. All right, and because, again, this is a new format of doing content for me, meaning I don't ever get links together like this. I don't ever plan anything out. We're going to attempt, all right? We're going to attempt to do this in a way where I can just get it all done. I might not read chat too closely just because I need to be able to get through everything, okay? Your editor's going to be so happy with this format. Let's hope. All right, we're going to do the H1B visas first. And as you can see, on focusing on YouTube, my content suggestion on, no, 1 second, let me find that. Focus on YouTube. Is it in content suggestions or is it in DMs? Oh, fuck. You know what? You messaged me a whole fucking bunch and I forgot to fucking read it. I will read it for next stream. All right. We're actually going to do some content now. So let me go ahead and get rid of that for a second. Blame the gummies? No, that's just Christmas. I haven't been able to read like any of my DMs. Okay. Alrighty. So again, this is a new content format style where I'm going to attempt to stay on task the entire time. I'm going to attempt it. Okay. If it doesn't work, all right, I'm going to blame everyone in chat. Okay. So you guys have to help me stay on task. All right. Papa Gut should be both. Oh, well, I think that I will be streaming to both either way. Because people from Twitch do not come over to YouTube. We're just going to have to build out the YouTube audience itself. All right, we're moving on. We're doing this. And really quick, before I start the stream segment, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps me out quite a bit, okay? Helps me out quite a bit. It helps me, get more eyes on the stream. It gets more people to come into the chat. The more people that like the stream, more people that subscribe to the channel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the more fun the stream becomes, all right? Sondsol is secretly an Indian pretending to be an American. This is true. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to not pay attention to the chat for right now. All right. Do we think that we're good? All right. Let me just click on our first link here. So this is going to be a little off topic, but I just wanted to click on a link that we had in our content suggestions as a preview for what we're going to be talking about today. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. What do we have, Crystal?
Indeed we do. Washington just got very interesting. Whole showdown.
Very shutdown
Elon
Christmas.
Musk. Yeah, potential government shutdown. What does Trump think? A lot going on. Jeff Stein's going to join us to break down all of the madness and try to figure out where we are and what might happen next to the best of any of our ability. We also have an update. So the House apparently secretly voted to release that Matt Gaetz ethics report. So we've got Matt Gaetz' response. Why did they do it? What do we expect to learn? Break all of that down for you. We also have a new healthcare whistleblower coming forward at the same time that Kathy Hochul is setting up a potential hotline for any CEOs who feel threatened out there. So a lot of response there. We've got some new
Skip. Okay.
Are telling me, they're like, oh my God, Xiaomi was amazing. He made all of these correct picks. It's pretty clear somebody coached him about it because he's a little primary, those House individuals.
Here we go.
Young guy who's coming up right now. Lordy, he's a better actor than him, for sure. Yeah, women would probably disagree with me, but anyway. Let's get to Jeff Stein, and let's talk about all of this government shutdown situation. Joining us now, Jeff Stein of the Washington Post, great friend of the show. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back on, guys.
Absolutely. All right, so Jeff, let's break some of this down, man. It's been a wild turn of events. First, there was a continuing resolution that was a bipartisan deal. It was negotiated. Elon Musk takes to Twitter. He starts criticizing the deal. So does Vivek Ramaswamy. J.D. Vance, Donald Trump all start to jump in. And it appears that Elon's threat to primary those House individuals who did vote for the CR appears to have been at least contributed to its downfall. That's what Fox News is reporting, at least. Let's take a listen to that. We'll get your reaction.
Tweets from Musk, has that complicated this?
Well, I mean, I think that there's always a lot of interest in what's happening up here, and
This is more than interest. They're telling people if they vote yes, they should be voted out.
the social media world is a part of our politics, and I think members have to expect that. There's going to be a lot of hard votes in the next couple of years.
The fact is that, look, this is a sandwich. I don't know how else to say that. We're being forced into this position. They could have done a standalone. They did this because they knew that it would put members in this position to support it. We're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't.
Now, the bill has about $100 billion in disaster relief, nearly $30 billion to restock FEMA's coffers, and there are lots of health care provisions. Jamming everything together in one bill means some Republicans will not support Mike Johnson for Speaker in January.
Have any other of your colleagues said that they're not voting for Johnson? Any expressed?
I've talked to a few, who don't seem like they're going to vote for him. You have to ask them. I'm not going to betray anybody's position.
Will you just vote president, or will you vote someone else's?
I'll vote for somebody else.
So, Jeff, there's been they've been roiled on Capitol Hill. It's now Thursday morning. Well,
So, I just played this little bit of this just to illustrate that as of 8 days ago, Elon Musk was pressuring sitting members of Congress to shut down the government through Twitter. Darling of MAGA, Mr. Musk, has shown that he is, or was, the shadow president. The president who is actually pulling all the strings behind the scenes when Donald Trump can't get anything done. That's what Elon Musk has, over the past 8 days, seemed to be able to do. However, in the past couple of days, or mind you, the past 2 days, it seems like something else has happened.
Tonight, as President-elect Donald Trump is preparing for a widespread immigration crackdown when he takes office 25 days from now, we're seeing a crack between some of his top advisors and his MAGA base. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both facing major blowback from their own supporters for not only backing, but encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers. Over the Christmas holiday...
So, what we have here is the meltdown of two branches of the MAGA wing of American politics. MAGA civil war, let's go. Yes, exactly. We are in a MAGA civil war. The tech bros who love their H1B visas, and we'll get into what those are here in just a minute, all right? The tech bros who love H1B work visas and the rest of MAGA who fucking hate foreigners are going to war, all right? And who are the leaders of the different factions? Well, like they had right here, Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, the two guys who were put in charge of their own little kitty corner of Washington with the Doge Commission or the Doge Report or whatever the fuck they're going to be, because they're not going to be an actual arm of the government. They're going to be an advisory board. So depending on what they end up doing, I guess we'll figure out what we're specifically going to be calling them, because they're not an actual department of the government, because Congress would have to approve that. Yes, this is the Night of the Long Knives MAGA edition. All right. They're going to crystal knocked up the entirety of all of the pro-Indian worker, all the pro-Indian worker tech bros. But yeah, basically an H1B visa is a work visa that you can get to come into the United States, live in the United States, and eventually possibly get citizenship in the United States if you have a college degree and you are working in the field that college degree is for, right? So if you have a bachelor's or a master's degree in computer science, you can get an H1B visa to come and work in the United States in Silicon Valley and make a ton of money and, blah, 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 right? And these are good, all right? Already got the Nazi reference in, almost got a bingo. Well, we're going to get way deeper into it. I can say way more things about Nazis in here, okay? I got way more Nazi jokes than you could possibly imagine. Can you invite me now? I literally just started the segment. I messaged you. So, so H1B visas are good things. It is good when the United States can bring in more workers. This is the one thing I think, all right? I think this is the one thing that Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and myself all agree on. We have a worker shortage in the United States. We don't have enough labor to fill in all of the gaps that we have, especially in the tech sector, or when it comes to, I think hospitality. I think also in farming, I think that there's a massive shortage of labor in that sector. So like all of these things probably be a good idea to bring in more workers. And the H1B program is a great way to bring in workers for more highly skilled work, right? Seems like a win-win. We get to get people to come over here. We didn't have to, spend money putting them through elementary school, through middle school, through high school. We didn't have to spend money putting them through college. Then they come over here. They produce wealth for companies that are inside of the United States at no loss to the American public. Seems just like a really good trade. Seems like a really good trade. And then you have people coming to the United States to sell their labor here to actually, improve the United States economy here, as opposed to, them going and working for someone that is not the United States or possibly an adversary to the United States. This is just like a everybody wins kind of situation. But let's see why the rest of MAGA is super mad about it.
Foreign workers. Over the Christmas holiday, Musk posted this online saying, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. He later added, I'm referring to bringing in, via legal immigration, the top 0.1% of engineering talent as being...
MAGA says 0.1% of top engineering talent? Excuse me? But what if they're brown?
Essential for America to keep winning. He's talking about H1B visas, which allow employers to hire highly skilled foreign workers.
Wait, hold the fuck up. What is going on with these closed captions? Did they get the guy with fucking Parkinson's to type this one out? What the fuck is going on?
But encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers. Over the Christmas holiday, Musk posted this online saying, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. He later added, I'm referring to bringing in, via legal immigration.
Think of the high school white people. Well, that's the thing. In the United States, in the United States right now, we don't have enough people to fill the roles. That's why there are so many H1B visas. We don't have people that are qualified in the United States to come in and do those jobs. With an H1B visa, you have to show that you tried to hire inside of the United States first. You had to show that you were trying to hire people in the United States before you apply for an H1B visa for someone to come in and take that job. Yeah, and there's a cap of 85,000 H1B visas per year. And that includes, I believe, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe that also includes the number that are renewed, right? Like that's the amount of total H1B visas that are allowed in the United States per year? Or is that 85,000 new ones? Because I don't think that's the case. I don't think so. Well, let's check. How many H1B visas or workers in the U.S.? That'll tell us right here. Number of H1B visas issued each year is capped at 65,000. Oh, that is more, because they had 309,000 requests for continuing employment under the visa program. So we're looking at, that was in 2023, less than 1% of the population. Okay? It's actually insane that mainstream news is now discussing Elon Musk's tweets as if he is in any way an elected official. Imagine it during the Obama years, Bill Gates tweeting about government policies like this. This is not normal. No, it's not normal. I think that one thing that I was arguing against for the longest time, and to a like broad extent, I would still argue against the idea that we live in an oligarchy. I don't really believe that, but I believe that we're like seeing the beginnings of something like that with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and what the 12 or so other people that are named as either cabinet positions or like junior cabinet positions. Like there's like 12 actual billionaires running the government now, you know, which is so ironic because I thought that the populist movement was about like getting the elites out of Congress, out of the government, right? But anyways, let's keep going.
1% of engineering talent as being essential for America to keep winning. He's talking about H1B visas, which allow employers to hire highly skilled foreign workers. Musk, who himself is from South Africa, said that he once had this kind of visa, and he's arguing that Silicon Valley is facing a shortage of excellent engineering talent, as he put it. But the annual cap on those kinds of visas right now is at 65,000, with another 20,000 for those who get a master's or a doctorate in the U.S. Musk is being backed up by his partner in Trump's government efficiency initiative, Vivek Ramaswamy. He says it's a cultural issue that there aren't more competitive engineers in the U.S. Here's what he said online. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over
Jesse in YouTube chat says, replacing lazy, overpaid American tech workers with hardworking, cheaper labor from India is America First position. It makes us more competitive on the global stage against China. Well, see, I like even to that point, I don't think that you can issue, and we can look this up after this video here, but I'm pretty sure that you have to go out of your way to prove that you tried to hire like an American citizen before you apply for an H1B worker, you know?
Screech and Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steve Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineer.
Oh, hold up. This is also, unfortunately, I don't know why. I don't know why Vivek decided to put this out, okay? I don't know why Vivek decided to put this statement out. But please just listen to our incel king, Vivek Ramaswamy.
In Trump's government efficiency initiative, Vivek Ramaswamy, he says it's a cultural issue that there aren't more competitive engineers in the U.S. Here's what he said online. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel.
I can't remember if it's in this video or if it's in the next one we're going to go over, but someone says, it sounds like someone got stuffed into a locker one too many times as a kid. And I can't believe someone would put out a statement like this, like unironically, thinking that they are going to get comments like that, you know? Is it a good source for H1B employers? Well, I'm not an H1B employer, so I'm not going to click on that link right now.
Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. But that argument is not going over well with Trump's MAGA base, certainly not online. Some of them saying We did not ask them to engineer an immigration policy. Tech wants indentured servants, not high-skilled workers. You don't even know what MAGA immigration policy is. Now, Trump himself, who I should note restricted H-1B visas in his first term.
Also, I just want to bring attention to Ann Coulter, of all people here, saying this. American workers can leave a company, imported H-1B workers can't. Tech wants indentured servants, not high-skilled workers. Like, they can leave the company if they want to. Nobody is going to throw them in jail if they aren't working at that company, first off. Second off, the idea that they're importing these people and they're indentured servants, and that the dichotomy is brown people coming in are indentured servants and the American workforce are the high-skilled workers. Like, a company's not going to hire a bunch of people who are shitty at the job that they want them to do, especially something that involves, something in Silicon Valley, okay? They're not going to bring in people that are shitty at the job just because they're Indian and they just fucking love diversity or anything like that. They want to do what is going to be the best for their company. They're going to bring in people that are going to be the most skilled in their field, which is why they're bringing these people in, because we don't have enough people who are skilled in that field in the United States for, how many positions are open.
Now, Trump himself, who I should note restricted H-1B visas in his first term, has said on the campaign trail this time around.
They limited the H-1B visas, even though they said, oh, well, we just want people to come here legally. We just don't like illegal immigration. Anyway, we're going to, kneecap the job market in the tech sector by limiting H-1B visas. That's what we're going to do, because we love our economy and we hate illegal immigration. So we're going to limit legal immigration.
That he did want to make it easier for educated foreigners to work in the U.S.
Okay, and I'm trying not to respond too much to chat right here because I'm trying to do things in a more organized fashion. But that was actually a troll comment I made. What we need to do is educate our own people. Student loan forgiveness for anyone who gets what's deemed an in-demand degree. I think that could work. We do need to invest more in education. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I think that student loan forgiveness is, especially for I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the way that we need to go about doing this. I don't think that is the correct way to go about things, because student loan forgiveness for people that are going to be making $100,000 per year is just probably not the way that we need to do things. There is a time problem. I don't know what you mean. If you're talking about trying to talk to me, then message me on Discord and I'll look at it. Oh, you did. One second. Try and cut this out. If you're not available in like an hour, then let's just set it up to where we talk next time. Because I'm in the middle of doing a segment that I've been pressured by at least 5 people now to do something more organized. So I'm not going to stop this in the middle. All right. Restarting the segment. Not restarting the whole segment. We're moving back on.
What I want to do and what I will do is, you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically, as part of your diploma, a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate.
Can someone explain to me why, like, the green screening yourself in the Situation Room while you're talking to the president-elect seems like awfully presumptuous. Here. Christian Tate, I will message you.
doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country.
My political sources tonight are former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, CNN political commentator and Republican strategist Sir Michael Singleton, and also CNN economics and political commentator Catherine Rampell. And Catherine, you have covered this issue for a long time. Can you just lay out what we're looking at here in this divide between what Elon Musk says he thinks would be the best for the United States and why we are seeing something that we have not seen, frankly, almost at all lately, which is a lot of people in the MAGA universe outright disagreeing with him, arguing with him, and breaking with him online?
So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in this particular case, I think, are exactly right. America's ability to attract talent from around the world is basically our economic superpower. The fact that, in particular, we've been able to attract high-skilled immigrants quite reliably in this country over the past century or so is why we have this enduring leadership in science, tech, and business. So just as an example, of all Fortune 500 companies, about half of them were founded by immigrants or the children of immigrants. And of the Nobel laureates, American Nobel laureates who have received prizes for the hard sciences this century, about 40% of them are immigrants who came to this country. So again, this is our superpower, and I'm very glad that Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy recognize it. I very much hope that they are able to influence Donald Trump on this particular issue, but I'm doubtful about it because, just as you mentioned, in his first term, Trump was actually quite hostile to legal immigrants, in particular, by the way, high-skilled legal immigrants. He made it really hard for them to come here, not just those who wanted work authorization, international students who cross-subsidized American students, by the way. He basically harassed them and made it very difficult for them to keep their legal documents in order. That's because, as much as Trump has said, he only objects to illegal immigration, he's very much in favor of legal immigration. His policies don't bear that out, and that's partly because Stephen Miller is the one who was the architect of Donald Trump's immigration policies last time around, and will probably do so again this time around, and is unlikely to adopt the sort of Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy view of things.
Yeah, Stephen.
Why do Americans forget the adage "nation of immigrants"? Well, people still want to hold on to that idea of like, oh yeah, no, everyone wants to come here because we have the most opportunity. But for some reason, Republicans get this idea that they can simultaneously say people want to come to the United States because it's the land of opportunity, but then they also want to say everyone comes here just because they can take advantage of our welfare state. And you can't have that both ways. Are they coming here for opportunity or are they coming here for handouts? I guarantee you the people that are here on the H1B visa program, these people are here for opportunity. You're not going to come here and work in Silicon Valley and then, need to be on welfare. It's just not going to be a thing that you're going to need to worry about, One of the most concerning things is that America creates the largest number of PhDs but has the fewest native PhDs. Well, we just have to incentivize those people to stay, right? Maybe we shouldn't say we're going to kick out everyone that isn't a citizen immediately, or we're going to deport 1 million people per year that aren't citizens. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Miller's getting a huge job in the West Wing. He's been around Trump for the 4 years he was out of office. And Sir Michael, as the Republican here, I wonder what your view on this is, because this is happening within the Republican Party. I mean, these are two top advisors to Trump, the MAGA world, who are kind of framing this as the true believers who say, we asked for stricter immigration policies. That didn't mean coming with a carve out for high-skilled workers that they say are taking American jobs here.
Yeah, look, I think with all due respect to Mr. Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, they should focus on saving federal dollars for the taxpayers and not immigration policy. I understand some of the points that Catherine made, and I agree to an extent. But I think the U.S. should focus more on domestic skill development. Studies also show that H1B1 exacerbates employers hiring individuals from outside of the country when they could potentially hire minorities, for an example, which we know there's a shortage in the STEM fields. There are a significant number of Americans who I think would love opportunities if they had the proper training and skills to operate in those jobs.
Yeah, but we don't. So we have the H1B program. And even if we did, it would still be good to have the H1B program in case we needed more labor. Like, just because you have something doesn't mean that you don't want more of that thing. Like, if we just look up a supply demand curve. That's not super tiny. Open image in new tab. Like, labor and cost of labor and wages, all of these things are just a supply and demand curve, right? If this is where the equilibrium is before and we're paying more because this is higher on the price, right? If we increase the supply part of the graph, then the prices for that go down, right? If we have a very high demand, but not a lot of workers, then the price is going to go up, right? It's just supply and demand. It has nothing to do with whether or not we ought to do one and not the other. We can do both. We can actually increase the training that we give people here in the United States, and we can, guess what, still use immigrant labor for things like the H1B program, which seems to be only a benefit to the United States.
Fairly well. So why not start and focus there? I'm not of the support or mindset, Caitlin, that we should let in more than the 60,000+ that were already let into the country. Do we have some deficits? I certainly understand that point, again, to what Catherine was sort of alluding to. But I think by focusing on increasing domestic skill development, you can decrease the furtherance of those deficits by virtue of saying, you know what, we're going to spend more of our time, more of our dollars educating our own citizens to compete for these jobs versus saying, let's increase to 100,000 or maybe even more for employers to bring in individuals from India, which is a predominant country where many of them come from.
I wonder what the breakdown is of remittances from H1B holders. Well, it doesn't really matter. My understanding of remittances, meaning people who come to the United States and then send the money that they make here to people in their, native country, like that doesn't hurt the United States at all, like whatsoever, because at the end of the day, those US dollars, they can't be spent anywhere that doesn't use the US dollar to, as their currency, right? They'll give the US dollars to the currency exchange place, and that currency exchange place probably has those dollars exchanged so that they can be used to purchase things in the United States, right? And on top of that, they probably also use that money to invest in things in the United States as well. Like, this isn't like remittances, I don't think hurt or help the United States. I think it's just a thing, right?
I don't agree with that at all. And I think folks in the MAGA world have every right to be angry with Vivek and Elon Musk.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting point, because I saw that argument being made, but also I saw Mark Cuban, Mr. Mayor, responding to that saying, well, and I think we have what he had posted, quoting to Elon Musk and Vivek, saying, well, everyone, argue college is overrated. If you're arguing we need to have more homegrown engineers, don't we need more kids who are going to college? I mean, I think he's being a bit sarcastic there, but that is kind of the dual arguments that you see sometimes from this.
BRICS currency any day now.
Look, I see a couple of things going on here. First of all, I have to say I agree with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. I think they're pointing out the reality that we're living. You could say, and I hear Sir Michael's point, I disagree with it, though, because I think it misses the fact that we want to get to the place where we can maximize the use of our own talent in this country. Let's bring in the best and brightest from all around the world. Let's really make our economy stronger. Let's become even more tech dominant. That's the way, in fact, to elevate the whole country and to create more opportunity for Americans of all kinds in the tech field. So I don't know why on earth we wouldn't want to grab all the talent out there, especially because if we don't, our competitors will. I think it's also fascinating that we're seeing this kind of open conflict. I think it's going to be the first of many. And of course, that speaks to the question of Elon Musk's role. I think really soon we're going to see more divergence between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. It's natural, given each of them having the power they have. I think that's going to be a very, very important storyline in 2025, that these two people who appear to be allies but really have very different interests start to diverge issue by issue. We saw it also during the recent budget fight. I think we're going to see it on issues like artificial intelligence and climate, where Musk has been in a different place than Trump. That's going to have ramifications for how successful Trump can be in general. And then finally, I mean, look, for the MAGA world to be turning on their own this quickly. This is also an interesting question.
Eating each other alive. Gnawing at those above them so that they can get a taste of that sweet, sweet Trump cum, just so they can get just a little sippy sip so that they can be the one to replace Elon as Trump's #1 lapdog.
Almost look like Democrats here. It's like, so I say this lovingly as a Democrat, like we have an ability to eat our own very quickly sometimes. Well, this is fascinating. Here are these heroes just a few minutes ago, and they say one thing that a lot of the MAGA world disagrees with, and suddenly they're being villainized. That's not good for that coalition.
Yeah, I think that's interesting in terms of what the West Wing will look like, too. I mean, Elon Musk is not coming in, Catherine, but in an official capacity, but he's in the room. He's always at Mar-a-Lago. Trump jokes about how he's always often there. He has dinner with him regularly. Between that and the tech moguls who have been parading down to Mar-a-Lago to also have dinner with him, I wonder what that looks like with this divide that is so clear between Stephen Miller and what he has been advocating for and what we know he did in the first term, and what this looks like with a new big advisor in Trump's ear like Elon Musk.
Trump seems to listen to the last person he heard from. So if that is Elon Musk, it might be Elon Musk. If it's Stephen Miller, and as you point out, Stephen Miller will have a very powerful job in the next administration, it's probably going to be him. Frankly, I don't think Trump pays all that much attention to the nitty-gritty policies that are taking effect under his watch, which is probably why he doesn't even realize that last time around, he did a lot more to reduce legal immigration than illegal immigration because Stephen Miller was running the show. But I think that whatever Trump says he wants to do, the actual people who are executing the policy at the end of the day will be making the decisions.
All right. And now I think it would be interesting, just as a fun little exercise in what's going on in right-wing Twitter. Let me just move this over here. Let's see here. These are not organized in any specific way, but it's just a couple of tweets. Just a couple. Actually, before we look at the tweets, nope, never mind. This is paywalled, so we're going to look at the tweets. Should do short stream. I will start the short stream after this, because I think that this is going to be the only segment that we have time for today. Everything after this will just be memes. All right. So Vivek, Mr. Ramaswamy. This is his effort post. Trump even warned Elon. Uh-oh, we have a warning to Elon.
And no, he's not taking the presidency.
Why is this only, was this supposed to only be in my left ear?
And no, he's not taking the presidency. I like having smart people. You know, they're on a new kick. Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 all the different hoaxes. And the new one is, President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening.
You can hear the fear in his voice. Oh no, they figured out that Elon is the shadow president. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? I don't know why that's my Trump impression, but... Uh-oh. Be careful, Elon.
But Elon's done an amazing job. Isn't it nice to have smart people that we can rely on? Right? Don't we want that? He's done a great job.
Okay. So this was Vivek Ramaswamy's response. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and a wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Let me see if hold on. Let's turn off our biased brains for a second, okay? Let's turn off the parts of our brains that truly detest every fiber of these fucking human beings, if we can call them that, all right? These MAGA people. Let's see if we can turn off the parts of our brains that are biased towards them and see if he says anything that's correct here. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. Everyone likes to choose like the point at which they were a kid and say that was the perfect time in America, right? Not realizing the difficulties of that time period or like really any of the minutia that was going on at that time. I'm shocked Pikachu, the H1B visa were the first to get criticized. I'd imagine the right would have gone after the diversity lottery. Well, to be clear, the H1B visas, I know about those already because of the fact that even back in 2016, like right at the beginning of the Trump presidency, everyone was losing their fucking minds over H1B visa workers. They were losing their fucking minds over them. Now, I don't think that I'm an expert by any shadow of a fucking thought, any semblance of, expert in this field. Not at all. But I will say it's been talked about more than enough for me to be aware of the fact that there is something called an H1B visa. The fact that everyone that's mad about them seems to really only care that they're taking jobs from, quote unquote, real Americans and giving them to, foreigners without understanding any of the economic aspects that go along with it for why we need extra labor in these different fields, or like what that gets us. It doesn't seem like anybody knows or cares that criticizes the existence of H1B visas. If there's one thing that we don't want to get rid of, it is the ability for America to attract talent from all over the world, right? If there's one thing that we don't want to do, it's get rid of America's number one superpower. Like that lady said, it's not just diversity. Diversity isn't the key word here, right? Diversity is cool. I like diversity. I'm not shit talking diversity, but that's not the number one concern when it comes to H1B visas. We're not DEIing in a bunch of Indians, from Mumbai over here just because we want to give ourselves a pat on the back. We're bringing in people from Mumbai because they're able to do things that we don't have the ability to, like, they have skills that we can't fill with people here in the United States. There's not enough people in the United States that have this skill set to do what we need to get done. So we're pulling in all the people from all over the world that have the ability to do this. They're not going to fucking Russia because Russia can't pay them enough. They're not going to fucking China because who wants to fucking live in China with all the fucking rules that they got, right? I'm also not sure if China wants a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure they're pretty, like, protectionist in a lot of their stuff. But that aside, like, we don't have to only pull from people in the United States. That's not saying that we shouldn't train people in the United States over this stuff, all right? That's not saying that we shouldn't train people in the United States on this stuff. It is good when we have the best, highest educated, best tech workers in the world. That's a good thing. And we should strive to be at the top of that game. But we're not at the top of that game. We still need the tech workers. So we're going to bring in more workers that are able to do that. Maybe if you want to invest in education and make it more widely available for people, maybe if we want to invest in education and make our educational, system more efficient and better at actually teaching people what they need to learn so that they can be productive members of society, maybe we could talk about that. That'd be a good thing to talk about, you know? But just like saying, no more foreign workers for anything. We can fill those jobs with Americans. If we can fill those jobs with Americans, then why haven't we? Elon is full of shit. It's not culture, it's money. It was always money. It will always be money. Well, this is Vivek, not Elon. So I haven't read Elon's thing, but Acel, if you want to link me Elon's thing, then please do. All right. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. That doesn't start in college. It starts young. As our next topic, Matt Gaetz, he would know a lot about young people, wouldn't he? A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, or Zach and Slater from over Screech and Saved by the Well, or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. And like that guy said, it sounds like someone got stuffed into a locker one too many times. It sounds like someone had someone comment on their pocket protector one too many times as a kid. Like this sounds like the beginnings of an incel fucking manifesto. Is this random trauma dumping? It's random trauma dumping, and it's fucking hilarious because of that. That's what it is. In parentheses, side tangent, fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. That's a fact. That's a fact right there, guys. Not an anecdote. Not an anecdote. This is a fact that if you watch Boy Meets World or Saved by the Bell or Family Matters, you're mediocre. Get bent, Whitey. More movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends. More math tutoring, fewer sleepovers. More weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons. More books, less TV. More creating, less chillin'. More extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. Does he think that that's what the issue here is? Also, like the idea that, I'm sorry, like it's probably good, you know, like more math tutoring is probably a good thing for kids, right? More weekend science competitions? Not sure about that. Yeah, what about podcasts, all right? What about podcasts? We need more podcasters in the world, all right? Be creative like that, okay? More creating, less chilling. Be on your grind set, kids, all right? No, but it feels like the idea that there's probably a nice, you know, a nice middle point between turning your children into robots like this and, you know, having them be well-rounded individuals. I'm pretty sure that the majority of like Fortune 500 CEOs went to state colleges, not Harvard, not, you know, Cambridge or anything like that. Pretty sure they went to state colleges or are from middle-class backgrounds for Fortune 500 companies. Because there's probably something more than just educational achievement that goes into success, right? What? But why would the billionaire be advocating for turning children into robotic workers that only know work and nothing else? I mean, I don't know, Acel. Can you give me a good reason? It can only be for good reasons, right? Vivek giving off Skinner vibes.
Why, there are no children here at the 4-H club either. Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
True. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. But to see, here's the thing. The reason why they look at those kids with scorn is probably because they weren't like adequately socialized with their peers because their parents never allowed them to be. And again, educational ability is probably not the number one, maybe it is like the most correlated with, but maybe it's not the number one factor in actually becoming successful, right? If you grow up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you will achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize. Yeah, guys, everyone close your eyes real quick and start visualizing. All right, let's go on a journey with Vivek Ramaswamy for a second. Which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raise their kids according to one model versus the other? Be brutally honest. I'm going to be totally honest. People who I grew up with in high school who were like the biggest nerds are successful. There's also an ungodly amount of fucking retards. Like, actually, like, NPC, like, not having their own conscious experience level, like, not intelligent people that I knew in high school that are also successful. I don't know what to like say about this. Be brutally honest. That is the brutal honesty. You can be successful without being smart. It's just super true. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. This can be our Sputnik moment. We've awoken from slumber. Oh, we've awakened from slumber before. Okay, we're gonna use the correct term here. We've awoken from slumber before, and we can do it again. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America, but only if our culture fully wakes up. A culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, her nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. Here's the ultimate black pill for these people, okay? Here's the ultimate black pill for these people. They thought that this is what Vivek thought that he was fighting for when he, chained himself to the Trump train. This is what Elon thought. Everyone, they just don't like illegal immigration. It's just illegal immigration that they don't like. No. This isn't a movement of people who are all actively, like solemnly and, knowledgeably putting their heads together to come to a better outcome that just happen to disagree with the Democrats. These are people that fucking hate the idea of immigration. They don't have a nuanced take on it because they don't have a take on it that doesn't come directly from Trump's mouth. They don't have any thoughts that didn't come directly from Donald Trump themselves. Yeah, relying on the con artist who was obsessed with popularity to usher in this nerd culture. Trump is pro-legal immigration, so that's just wrong. You didn't hear a word I said, Zolo. You didn't hear a word I just said. The entire point of what we've been talking about this entire time, reading Vivek's response here, is there's two distinct parts of MAGA, it seems. All right? There's two distinct parts of it. There's the tech bros, the Redditors, who think that this is all about fiscal responsibility and, like ending illegal immigration. With people who are okay with legal immigration. Yeah. And he's been raked over the fucking coals. Even conservatives agree with what I'm saying right now. Even people who are watching this play out are saying, oh, damn. Here, one second. I need to snuff out this candle really quick. Before it starts fucking up. All right. But again, this isn't me bringing up a schism that's not happening in the Republican Party. Everyone is watching this schism in the Republican Party play out right now. The long story short here is the anti-Elon people in this debate care about race and white replacement. That's probably a good chunk of it. But they weren't anti-Elon until he said that he wanted, legal immigration. Autism capital. This person is not a left-leaning person. This is a right-wing account, okay? This is one of the tech bros. So basically, the right split into two factions, tech right and right. And the tech right is like, hey, we need H1B visa people to do the jobs. And the right was like, no, you need to hire Americans. And the tech right is like, but you guys are retarded. And the right is like, well, you don't train us. And the tech right is like, you can't out-train being retarded. And while all this is going on, we learned some people really don't like Indians. They believe America has the talent they need. If America had the talent that the tech companies needed, then they wouldn't be able to get H1B visas. Because you have to show the government, we have to show the government that you tried to hire American citizens first before you can get H1B workers. I don't really believe that. Which part do you not believe? Maybe that's the policy, but they're not enforcing it? Well, if you can show me that they're not enforcing the, you have to look for American citizens first thing, if you can show me evidence that people did that and just ignored it, then I guess I'll agree with you. All right. Tron, that's going to be the end of the segment, I think. I'm available to talk tonight. Elon sounding pretty woke. Let's see here. When did he tweet this? About an hour ago. Anyone of any race, creed, or nationality who came to America and worked like hell to contribute to this country will forever have my respect. America is the land of freedom and opportunity. Fight with every fiber of your being to keep it that way. Uh-oh, he's going to get raked over the fucking coals. Unless they say the word asylum true. All right, that's going to be the end of that segment. And we have someone that wants to talk here in a couple of seconds. I'm just going to grab some water. And then we'll talk to him. Elon part 1 and part 2. Well, I guess we'll have to look at that. All right, really quick, if you're watching on YouTube, please like the stream. There's 5 likes and 9 people watching. The more people that like the stream, the better the content gets, etc., etc. So, all right, more people in chat equals better content for you guys. So like the stream, gets more people to watch the stream, etc., etc. Please and thank you. Okay, so he saw my message. We're going to talk to a guy in just a second. He wants to talk about my recent comments on online content creation and in regards to Israel. So, one moment. Here, you know what I can do? I can put on some background music for you guys because I know how much viewers love background music. All right, here. Let's go like this. Let's go like that. Go like this. All right, be right back. All right. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk to Mr. Warren. Where the heck has this man been? I've been very busy, and it's also the holidays, okay? Give me some grace here. Okay, well, I'm sure that he will answer when he is ready. All right. Let me see. What are people linking in chat? We named Tesla after Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest engineers ever. He was a penniless immigrant whose inventions led to American dominance in electricity generation and usage. He's digging himself into a hole. But was he an H1B visa immigrant? You seem to be moving the goalposts to all immigrants bad, which isn't the argument. Oh no, dude, they're turning on him so fucking hard, dude. They're turning on him hard. One second, let's move this over here. I don't need this over here. I love this for MAGA. I do too. I love this for them. Hey, Elon Musk, so you're telling me that 70K per year entry-level jobs are 0.1% level talent? Well, if they weren't able to hire anyone from the U.S. Okay, hold on. Let's look this up super quick. I'm pretty sure that you have to look for an American citizen before you hire... Bro, this Warren guy better fucking call me back before this edible fully hits, or I'm going to be livid in the call. This is awesome. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Fuck, I should have added this into the segment, dude. Oh, fuck, this shit is fucking gold, actually. Because this shit's so fucking real. Can I just be real with you guys for a second? Can we be real together? Just like, all of us together, just us. The people that complain the most about people coming in and taking over these jobs and how we need to let American ingenuity and like America greatness or whatever the fuck with real Americans or whatever. Like, it's so fucking funny because these are always the least successful fucking people who fucking say this shit. It's always the least successful fucking people who try to blame it on people who get the jobs. Was he actually fired or was it a troll? I have no idea. This guy? Holy fucking balls. Did you see the story about the officers at a prison just straight up beating a man to death? They released body cams. Don't watch them on stream, but Jesus Christ. I haven't heard about that at all. No. Where the fuck is this Warren? Hold on. We'll look at this in just a second, but I want to look at this really quick because this... It's so real, okay? It's so real. America wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Indian excellence, right? Talking about nationality and people's, median income, blah, 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 blah. Read what I sent here in chat. What I find hilarious is MAGA stirred up this anti-immigrant talking point just to get elected, and now that MAGA is crashing or cashing that check, the leaders are like, wait, we just did that to get elected. Yeah, no, but you can't clip stream. Why not? Hey, I will say this, Tron. Whatever you did to the last video, that the last live stream, you did fuck up the stream settings. Let me see. Customization. Live chat replay. Yeah, I don't know how to make it to where you can clip it. Yeah, sorry. Looks like Yassine is from Canada, or at least he graduated from there and worked there ever since. Oh, are you talking about this guy? Oh, shit, he's calling. 1 second. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So just first go and then respond my voice messages.
I'm sorry?
I said I just send you some voice messages, and what's your response? So we can start by...
Just because the people who are listening don't know what those voice messages are, so you can like lay out what your issue is.
So I told Sondsol that, so you're just criticizing MAGA every single time, every single day, even before the inauguration. But there's more serious issues. That's anti-Semitism in America, both the woke left and the woke right. So both of them are just hating Jews without any source and evidence. And they're saying, oh, Jews are this, Jews are that, Jews are doing this, Jews are doing that. Jews invented coronavirus. Jews did the 9/11. Jews killed the JFK. I don't know, like Jews just did the October 7th, all of those false conspiracy theories. And now it's time to fight against anti-Semitism. That's not a partisan issue. That's American issue, because Israel has Silicon Valley and second most important hardware silicon in the world. So yes, I think Israel is the greatest ally of the United States, and they have to just protect Israel from terrorism. So if the United States want to negotiate with Putin, like has a civilized country, and also Ukraine. So even Eastern European countries are more civilized. But those terrorist motherfuckers, they are not civilized, and they cannot even deal with American politicians. So, and even they're holding infant hostages, like 2-year or 3-year-old hostages, and they don't care. So, the better solution is to just say, oh, what's happening in Israel? So the left is criticizing about the right is criticizing about the left, but there's a big wave of anti-Semitism is growing, because both sides are doing many bad mistakes.
So, like, essentially, your criticism is like, I am shitting on conservatives, I'm shitting on MAGA, I'm shitting on Trump, but I should be, because I'm so upset about the conspiracy
MAGA people are shitting on you, you are shitting on MAGA, both of you are ignorant, but now you're seeing a larger wave of anti-Semitism. That's a problem. That's not the Democratic Party problem. That's not the Republican Party problem. That's the both sides problem.
I would put this problem into the exact same category of the same people that I was criticizing in those videos. It's just people who fucking hate the establishment, which is MAGA people. That's the entire Republican Party. Okay.
The MAGA people, like, wait to explain. So Pete Hegseth is pro-Israel. Vivek is pro-Israel. So those people that you saw that they're like criticizing Elon Musk for saying this and saying that, they're the woke right. Even the people like Charlie Kirk, even other people like that, they didn't say, oh, HB1 is wrong and something like that. No. So Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, even the President Trump, who just went to Israel-American, it was Israel-American Council. So yes, he's one of the biggest Israel supporters. And so like Laura Loomer, Tucker Carlson, Jeffrey Sachs, and all of those people, so they're not Israel supporters. I mean, you can take a look at Candace Owens and all of the and Nick Fuentes. So you can see that they're not supporting Israel, but Vivek and the people who are real MAGA, and Trump didn't even criticize Vivek on this. So they're supporting Israel, and that's a bipartisan thing. And there's the two traps. One on the right side, like Sam Parker and those other idiots, and one on the left side, like Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and other bullshit people on the left. So Israel is like the most, I can say, the most humanitarian army is IDF, who is actually fighting for children in Gaza. So they're fighting for the children, and they're sending 3,474 calories per person for free by their taxpayer money. Also free energy for the Gazans, but Hamas is stealing that free food and free energy and sell to Gazan people 3 times more than the actual value. So yes, so they're just saying, oh, there's a genocide. So and that wave is becoming much more stronger, and if you say I'm blaming MAGA, that's wrong. If MAGA says I'm blaming Democrats, that's also wrong. You cannot blame each other. You have to unify and just fight against this anti-Semitism.
Well, I think that it's good to fight against anti-Semitism, of course, but like I'm not sure if you're saying that I should focus more on the anti-Semitism thing, or if I should not criticize conservatives because they are, at least on Israel's side. I'm not sure what you're.
No, I meant just more focus on anti-Semitism, because these days are the golden days of the war, and these days are really important because you see that Israel, that Houthis even attack Israel. All of the countries are attacking Israel, and Ireland and Norway and like other countries are becoming more anti-Semite. They just turn against Israel, and they call Israel like genociders and all of something like that, because of the like mass Muslim population in the Europe. So
yeah, but the same people that are like doing this are never going to listen to me in like anyways. Like if I'm going to signal to people on my stream, am I going to try and signal to the people that were saying, well, we're not going to vote for Kamala Harris, or we're not going to vote for Donald Trump because they're on the left side, they think that Israel is genociding the Gazans, and on the right side, they think that the Jews control the world, and like therefore, like Israel is controlling the United States, and we need to be isolationists. Do you think that those people are ever going to listen to a single goddamn thing that I say, or like? Do you think that I need to like spend more of my time just like calling out anti-Semitism and like making that my number one issue? Because I mean, there's a ton of different like hate issues in the United States right now, and there's a ton of different economic issues that are a lot more pressing than the end of a war that's like on the verge of ending, 2 wars that are about to about to end? Am I going to like spend a bunch of time like shitting on the people who are coping and seething about whatever conspiracy theories that they say there? Or should I focus more on the things that are more directly applicable to both my life and the majority of what people are talking about in the United States? Because I guarantee you, like, all of the fucking people who are like on the anti-Israel hate train right now, like, there's probably gonna go back to about the same amount of them that were super upsetting about Israel to begin with, right? It's probably going to go right back to about that same amount of level of like Jew hatred once this war is over.
Jew haters are many of them. So you can just talk about like economic issues. Yes, I didn't say just 100% on Israel. I say just focus more on Israel, because you don't even create one single video.
But there's
about,
nothing. There's nothing like. There's nothing new happening over there that I could talk about. Like, it would have to be a fairly significant development that goes on over there for me to warrant talking about it, because as it goes right.
Some anti-Semites.
Listen, I cut my teeth debating anti-Semites, but like at the end of the day, debating people about like the Jewish question doesn't fucking do anything except for make me feel like I'm an intellectual titan because these people are fucking retarded. Okay. So like it's either for like self-masturbatory reasons, or I could just like go and argue. Like I could listen, do you want to talk to anti-Semites? Do you want to talk to Groyper's and Nick Fuentes' friends? Because I can hook you up with those people. Like, I just got bored talking to them because their entire worldview is built around, I don't like brown people, I don't like Jews, and they're just a bunch of sad, lonely, like, white boys who have to look at, you know, the accomplishments of people who... You know, the accomplishments of people who came 400 years before them in order to feel a sense of accomplishment. Like, at a certain point, that just gets fucking really boring, right?
Yes, but for sure, I just wanted to, like, talking to them is really fine. But, for example, a month ago, it was ICC. The ICC court said, everyone can arrest Netanyahu and he's a war criminal. Meanwhile,
well, that's because Israel probably has committed some war crimes. That's not to say that
he didn't do any war crime. So you can just write the title of the ICC, and the prosecutor didn't like say, there's a chance to just arrest Netanyahu by facts. So the person who was giving those I can say so evidence to the person who was a prosecutor and who was a extreme Muslim. So that person who was giving that evidence to that extreme Muslim was an anti-Semite.
Wasn't the ICC? Isn't that the warrant for arrest? Doesn't that have to go through committee?
Yes, even
so why
Israel
are you saying
isn't
that
part of ICC? But many
that
countries
doesn't matter,
like
because
England,
the ICC jurisdiction like applies to everywhere, doesn't it? It's just whether or not
yes,
that
but
you're going to enforce it
United
within your own
States,
borders.
China, and Israel, they're not part of the ICC. So
what does that have to do with the guy being Muslim? One of the people on this committee being Muslim.
So because that person isn't impartial. That person
what about the people that are
genuinely
impartial?
one-sided.
Because it's a committee, right?
That's a committee, but he is not impartial. He's saying just by his feelings. He didn't show any facts, and you can just go and read the sources.
Did his vote overrule everyone else's? Or was there a majority on this committee that voted to issue the arrest warrant?
So the ICC says, wait, let's like clarify. So the ICC says, Netanyahu did this and did that, and they didn't even start a prosecution. They said, there is a chance for Netanyahu to be a war criminal, okay? But those European countries, like England, like Norway, like I think it was like Canada, it was Denmark, like some other countries. They said, if Netanyahu come to these countries, he will get arrested. Why? Because they're part of the ICC. And ICC isn't even a part of like the United Nations. Like ICJ is a part of the United Nations and it's a direct court for the United Nations. So yes, like that ICC prosecution isn't even valid. So, but many anti-Semites are saying, "Oh, this like ICC said this, ICC said that," and they're worshiping ICC like a god. So that's completely wrong. So you cannot say, "Oh, ICC is the god," and so there's a god called the United Nations or us, and United Nations did many things wrong, and also the ICC. So even IC and even that countries aren't a part of ICC. So yes.
Okay,
That's a problem.
so once again, I'm going to ask you, like, why do I need to spend more time talking about this when notice the question that I asked you was this arrest warrant decided on by a committee or by this one extremist Muslim? You went from talking about the extremist Muslim to, but this is, well, hold on really quick. I've let you talk like for 90% of this conversation. Okay. So when I ask you, was this a decision that was arrived at by committee, or was it this one extremist Muslim person that you're talking about, right? You then go on to tell me that the ICC isn't even part of the ICJ, which is part of the UN. And so, like, even if it was formed by committee, this doesn't even have any, like, see, like, this is why I don't like to talk about Israel-Palestine with anyone that is, like, super emotionally invested in it, because you obviously have very strong opinions about this, because you're talking about whose jurisdiction and where and why Netanyahu can't even go to Canada anymore. And you've thrown about 5 million pieces of information at me without like actually fully telling me what the issue is with the way that I talk about things. Like, do I agree that anti-Semitism being on the rise is a bad thing? Yeah, of course. I used to argue with fucking literal neo-Nazis, like Sieg-heiling, Roman saluting neo-Nazis. All right. That's what I used to do. I don't like those guys. They're real assholes. I've fought against lefties who have, even in my chat recently, who have like challenged me on my views about Israel-Palestine. I'm totally fine with that, right? I'll shit on people who have bad opinions about things. But again, in terms of things that are the most like directly pressing at this exact moment, the war in Israel like really isn't, because it's probably going to be over in the next month, it's probably going to be over in the next month because Donald Trump is going into office, and it seems like all parties involved want to reach some kind of resolution. So like, yeah, I'll probably talk about it at that point. But yeah, there's a million and one people that I could point out for being anti-Semitic. You said Candace Owens. She's like very weirdly gone super anti-Jew over the past year. Do I need to talk about every single person who does a bad thing? Or maybe I feel maybe I feel a stronger urge to criticize the people who are directly in power in my country.
So, okay, but I think so your opinion is based on to support U.S. allies, okay?
I mean, yeah,
Because
that's
you're
one
not
reason. And I also
isolationist.
think that Israel has the right to defend itself from, like people
From
doing
those
terrorist
motherfuckers,
attacks.
yeah.
I don't think terrorism is good.
Yes, but my point is that it's better to make like more content about like that anti-Semitism, because many people on your side, on the liberal side, they are thinking that those Palestinians are separated from Hamas, and so they are not associated with Hamas or Palestine either. So yes, that's the exact problem.
Well, I mean, I probably am further left on the Israel-Palestine thing than you. I probably wouldn't be okay with saying that all of the Palestinians are in line with Hamas. Even if
I didn't say all, but most of them, yes. Like,
yeah, but that
most
doesn't
of them.
fucking matter to me, right? Like, that doesn't
Yes.
matter to me. Like, I'm more like broadly on the side of Israel in terms of this conflict, right? Like they got terrorists attacked, but I don't agree with the methods in which they've gone about doing it. I think that they've gone way too hard for way too long without having any reasonable, expectations about when the mission is accomplished or anything like that. They just said when Hamas is destroyed, but it's by its very nature, Hamas is an underground organization. How would you ever know that you have, completely destroyed Hamas? They have extended the war into the Golan Heights and into Syria when they didn't really need to do that. Even very pro-Israel voices have said, "Hey, Bibi, you have enough problems on your plate right now as it stands, and you have the wind down of the war in Gaza, and you just finished off what was going on in with Hezbollah, and now you're going to start invading into Syria. Like, let's not pretend like Bibi Netanyahu isn't himself also scum who gets in the way of peace between the Palestinians and Israelis. Like, at the end of the day, there's a lot to criticize for Israel too. Do you want me to be more interested in talking shit about Israel too? Because if I'm going to talk more about Israel-Palestine, I'll still shit on the people on the left who are saying some crazy stuff, and I'll shit on the people on the right that are saying crazy stuff about Jews. But at the end of the day, I'm also going to call out Israel for probably doing a bunch of fucking war crimes. They probably have done a lot of fucked up shit.
They didn't do even a single war crime. So the Israeli government
hold on. How confident can you be? How confident can you be that in the entirety of this operation that's been going on for over a year, there has not been a single war crime committed by any Israeli soldier, by any Israeli officer, by any Israeli higher up?
That's completely different. So that's completely different. So you can't call a soldier the war crime by a soldier. That doesn't mean that war crime is systematic. Okay. So
that's true.
So
that's
war
true.
crime by individual is completely different than a systematic war crime.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. Do you think that there have been any war crimes committed in the war in Gaza on the Israeli side?
On Israeli side, by individuals, yes. Systematically, no.
Okay. Do you think that there being arrest warrants for Bibi, do you think that automatically makes him guilty? Or do you think that he has a chance in court if he gets arrested?
So, maybe, sorry, may you repeat your question again?
Basically what I'm getting at is, like, if they issued a warrant for Bibi's arrest, right, he's still got to go to court, right? And they would lay out evidence, right? If they laid out the evidence that he did commit war crimes, would you change your mind on that, or?
So, if the court says, "Oh, he's criminal," I don't say yes, because so that's international law, and I don't believe in international law. That's a contract between between some countries. So there's a specific crime, so that based on opinions, not facts. So, for example, you're saying, "Oh, a person did this in the crime, and so in the war." So, for example, many Nazi war criminals. So they just did the Holocaust. But in Israel, so when Israeli government, for example, is bombing the Gaza Strip, so the actual war criminal is Hamas, because in their government they can own women and children as their private property. And
you don't have to make this case to me. Like, I agree that Hamas committed war crimes.
That's Hamas'
fault.
Asking, I'm not Israeli fault. So imagine that you have a slave.
Well, hold on. Even if someone else commits war crimes against you, that doesn't give you the right to do war crimes against someone else, right?
So that's not a war crime. That's just a self-defense.
Okay, if I break into your house and then you tie me to a chair and then rape and beat me and then peel my skin off one layer at a time, is that just self-defense?
So if you just come to my house and, for example,
I'm broken, I'm going to steal
you-
shit. And you catch me and you knock me out and I wake up and I'm tied to a chair and you're peeling off one layer of my skin at a time with a chemical solvent while like torturing me. Is that still self-defense?
So that's not the self-defense, but that doesn't. So that doesn't like really explain the situation in Israel and Gaza.
I'm not saying it does, but what you said was,
no,
well,
it
they
doesn't,
committed
because,
war
for
crimes.
example,
So
the
therefore, wait,
situation
hold
is
on. I'm just
like-
going to repeat back to your words to yourself that you said to me, and then you can tell me if I like got you wrong here. I misunderstood. Okay. So you said, well, Hamas committed war crimes first, so what they're doing in retaliation is self-defense. And then I asked a question that basically boils down to, if someone commits a crime against you that necessitates self-defense, does that give you license to do anything that you want?
So that's two different concepts. Wait, let me
It is
explain.
one
So,
concept.
So Hamas just attacked Israel on October 7th, and they just like, for example, rape women, as they have stolen children, and all of those things. But Israel is just bombing Hamas's tunnels, and like in hospitals, in all the places that Hamas has tunnels. So they just want to destroy Hamas. They just don't want to kill like children. And the Gaza Strip is a densely populated I guess a
Area, yeah, I know.
land. It is a very densely populated land, and the issue is that Israel didn't finish the war in a month, because like those like United Nations and all of those international systems, they just forced Israel to stop and not to just go too hard. Because if Israel went too hard in the first month and destroyed all the Hamas's tunnels, so it would be only like two.
They didn't kill all. They didn't destroy the tunnels because they figured that their hostages were in there. No one was holding them back from destroying their tunnels. They were holding back on destroying the tunnels because the hostages were probably in there.
Yes, that's why. That's why they just. So if
wait,
they,
hold on. Because like every time you say something, and then I say something that disagrees with it, and then you disagree. So I just need to understand that we're on the same page. Do we both agree that the tunnels? Nobody was telling Israel that they couldn't go in there and destroy the tunnels. The reason that they didn't destroy the tunnels was likely because they didn't want to kill all of the hostages that were Israelis that were likely in the tunnels. Do we agree on that?
Yes, but So they're saying, they just don't want to. They just didn't want to like kill all of those hostages. But Israel should attack those tunnels. Why? Because if they killed their own hostages, that was Hamas's fault. Because Hamas brought those people into the tunnels to just sacrifice them and say, "Oh, Israel killed them." But Hamas sacrificed those people. For example, you have a slave, okay? You have a slave
I understand what you're getting at. I just disagree because the primary goal wasn't like. Do you think that Israel had any desire to save the hostages?
Israel wants to save the hostages.
Yes, exactly. Hold on, really quick. So they want to save the hostages. So
yes,
if they want to save the hostages, right? And you're saying, well, if they do kill the hostages, that's on Hamas. All right. You realize how these don't like that's not an answer to the question of they didn't go in and kill everyone inside of the tunnels and flood them with water and, drop incendiary or whatever the fuck. They probably didn't do that, not because international pressure was on them to not kill all of Hamas, probably because they have an incentive to keep all of those hostages alive. Like they did want to bring them back out alive. Like it doesn't matter if they killed the Hamas agent behind them. If they had to shoot through their own hostage to do that, they probably didn't want to do that, right?
Yes, they didn't want to do that. But so I just want to ask you a question. Do you think that every single people's lives matter?
I've believed that less and less as this year has gone on. But continue. I know what you mean. In general, yes.
I meant that. For example, is that okay to kill, for example, 1,000 people just for example, 5 hostage?
It depends. Are they militants or are they civilians?
So you don't know that they're militants or civilians. So there are many militants there, but they're sacrificing
at that point,
also some
at that point,
civilians that they're women and children.
I would probably say that if you have a legitimate reason to think that there are hostages in there, you should take every precaution to reduce the amount of civilian casualties, but you have a right to go in there. That doesn't mean that you have the right to go in there and drop 15 incendiary bombs around all of the militants to kill off all the civilians so you don't have to hear them screaming first. And then you go in there and you like dome all the fucking, Hamas agents. Like there's probably, I think we would agree that just because there are civilians nearby does not give Israel carte blanche to fucking do whatever the fuck they want, right?
So for example,
I'm going to come up with a really extreme example if you say you don't agree with that.
What extreme example?
Do you think that if there was we know that there is a trio, 3 hostages inside of a house that has 15 hostile Hamas members in it, okay? Three hostages, 15 Hamas members, and then directly outside of this is a tent city full of Palestinian people. Do you think that dropping a metric ton of hydrochloric acid on all of the civilians to clear them out of the area before going into the building is acceptable?
So how do you know that they're civilians?
Because they're in a tent city outside of the thing. You have intelligence that's telling you that there are 15 hostiles inside of the building.
So you say that. So how do you know that they're not?
Okay, let's say that you don't know that. Let's say that your intelligence. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's say this. Let's say this.
Military.
Yeah, you're right. Let's say this. There are 15 known hostiles, and then there are a bunch of probable civilians, including children and women, on the outside of this building. Do you authorize the hydrochloric acid pouring down on top of all of the probable civilians in order to get into the building so that you can clear all of them out? Or are you going to say, no, we shouldn't dissolve people with acid so that we can do this operation? Maybe we should think about doing it in a different way.
So it depends on the Hamas's government. So if they're saying, no, we will not give the hostages
I don't care
back,
about
so
their government. I'm saying this is the intelligence that you have. You have a big red button in front of you. You have 2 big red buttons. One says delay and then keep watch on the building and see if we can find some other way to do this. Or, the other button says dump the hydrochloric acid all over the probable civilians.
So if there's no other way to do that, I do completely agree. Why? Because that opposite government, so they didn't agree to release the hostages, and just that's action to rescue those hostages. So the actual war criminal is the Hamas's government, because they just wanted to sacrifice.
That's not how
their
international.
citizens.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to have this conversation because I'm a retard. Okay. I'm actually mentally handicapped, fucking retarded, and I'm high right now, and I'm listening to you talk, and what I'm hearing is a total misunderstanding of how international law works. Just because you oh, well, you know what? It's out of our hands. The enemy combatants, they have our hostages inside of there, and I just have to blow up every single person on my way into that building, and I don't have to give any regard whether or not they're a civilian or not. It's just it flies in the face of anything that goes on in international criminal courts or anything like that. It's actually fucking retarded that you would say something like that.
So
yes,
why
even
they're
if
still sending free food and free energy? Why they're still sending free food and free energy?
Did you not hear a single fucking word that I just said? Wait, am I talking to
Yeah,
a fucking brick
I just
wall?
heard
I'm
your
sorry, the
word.
edibles just hit, okay? I'm officially high, and my patience is running thin. I just said here is a specific situation where we're talking about military war crimes, right? Of blasting through otherwise maiming and killing a bunch of, like, very possibly by your own intelligence's standards, very possible and probably going to be a bunch of civilians in the way. And you're saying that you can do whatever the fuck you want to those civilians, up to and including pouring hydrochloric acid all over them so that they would disperse, so that you can get to your military target. You're saying that that would fall on the terrorists for being a war crime. That's fucking retarded. And even you are not that fucking stupid. Like, just given the way that you're talking to me, I can tell that you're an intelligent guy. That's a fucking retarded thing to say. You, of course, still have an obligation to not, like, indiscriminately harm civilians.
Yes, but my point is, if there is no choice to rescue those hostages, so what should they do? If there's no choice to just rescue those hostages, so like I said at my first point.
But that wasn't what
so
my
they
question
just
was.
can't-
My question was, here is like something that we can do, right? But it's going to cause a bunch of civilian casualties. You said that,
Yes.
yeah, even if it causes a bunch of civilian casualties, that wouldn't be a war crime. But there are things that you can do that no matter what you do, like no matter what your justification is, even if in some other circumstance the action might be justified, right? Like a precision missile that like shoots into a building to kill a terrorist leader, right? And then, you know, let's just say like you shoot a missile into a building and it happens to be a ammo dump, right? Because this literally happened, right? I wouldn't say that the civilian casualties as a result of the precision strike that would have just killed this one guy, them having an ammo dump secretly in the basement that killed a bunch of other people, that's not a war crime on Israel's part. But if Israel saw, hey, there's 3 civilians of ours in this building, and we have the choice to drop hydrochloric acid on the people outside of that building, and we're going to choose to do that, that would be a war crime. And the fact that you can't even accept that that would be a war crime
Yes.
is
Yes,
insane
that
to
would be
me.
Okay.
Okay, thank
yeah.
you. Holy fucking shit. That's all I needed to hear from you. We can continue the conversation now.
Yes.
So, like, basically,
So-
like, I understand the point of view that you're coming from because I, like, in part agree with it. The problem is, right, that you're giving way too much deference. Like, I hate the fucking retard fucking, like, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist people who have been reading off the Osama bin Laden manifesto to America and like saying how based it is. I hate those people as much as, probably more than you do, because they claim to be more aligned with me, and that disgusts me. Okay, so like I understand
So
who
they're
you're
more
talking about.
aligned with me. They're more aligned with me than you.
Hold on, I'm talking about the pro terrorist people that pretend like they're left-leaning, you know, people. All right.
Oh, in
All right.
America, but the actual terrorists. So they're, for example, because I'm originally, I told you before that I originally come from a country that they're expressing terrorist views and they're just paying for all the terrorist groups.
What? You're from a country
said-
where they are supporting terrorism?
All terrorist groups that they are attacking Israel. They are supporting all terrorist groups that are attacking Israel.
Well, that sucks.
Yes. For 46 years.
Okay.
Yes. Since 1979.
Okay, I get you.
Yes, after the Islamic Revolution. And you know what country that is.
Yeah, I got
don't
you.
want to talk about. Yes. So So they're just saying, oh, that October 7th, the leader of that of that country. I don't call it shitty because I love that country, but that shitty leader just said, oh, um, October 7th was justified, and by the international laws, that was really justifiable. And when I just saw that, and they're calling that, uh, a glorious hurricane. So, and that's really crazy to me that they're just calling this awful occupation a glorious hurricane. So,
I mean, like,
that's really
don't you won't catch me like defending that country. I guess we're like beating around the bush on the name of the country, but like you're not going to catch me defending that country. I think that the leaders there are evil. I don't think that like
so
the
yes,
justification that
but
they
I'm saying
have.
that. But I'm saying that they're trying to just make Israel more criminal. So they're saying, oh, we have to just we have to tell the world that we are not evil, okay? That the U.S. is evil because what they did to the Middle East during Bush, and what they did to the Middle East and the North Arabic countries under Obama, and yes, so they just want to say, oh, look, the U.S. is evil, and we are completely fine, and we are fighting for our freedom. So that's how that they just want to brainwash um, both left and the right to convince that that they are not evil. So I have some friends, even one or two friends that are originally come from the country that I came from, and they're living fucking America, and they're saying, oh, the regime is completely fine, and we are just supporting our regime, and so they're fighting against Israel. So that's completely stupid. I know that that person who voted for Trump, and I don't know how. So you just left that country and you went to the U.S. So he just born in that country. So why, when you're in U.S. now, are supporting that fucking anti-freedom regime? So yes, that's a problem. So they're just changing people's opinion. So that person wasn't a
I mean,
supporter, but
misinformation
that
is
person.
like a real bitch in the United States and in all Western countries right now. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Like it
Yes,
really does suck. But like like the end of the day, the thing that I am like most concerned with, I guess, is like the stuff that I can personally, you know, talk about and know enough about. I don't know like probably enough about the um, Israel-Palestine issue to like have like a super informed, super based like opinion. Like I can call out like anti-Semitism when I see it and I don't like it, but like the idea that that's like the biggest thing in the world to me right now is just not. It's just not it for me. Like because at the end of the
not the
day,
biggest thing
what's
in the world, but one of the biggest things is that actually,
the biggest thing is
because
what?
if so, I told you that one of the biggest things is that because if the U.S. just attack like harder than Israel
If we just
on
attacked harder?
yes, because Trump said if they don't just release the hostages, they'll attack harder.
Oh, well, I mean, like, are you saying like I should be attacking that point of view, or
No, I'm just telling you that so you just want to make your president accountable, yes or no?
it's not that I want to make my president accountable. My president is obviously not accountable to fucking anyone because his voters said that it's not important for a president to be accountable. So,
So just don't care because most voters they just want to hold their president accountable, and the guys you're seeing in social media are not representing all 75 million people that, and all 77 and 300,000 people that voted for that guy. So that's not true that you're saying, oh, like every single one of them, that they're
No,
saying,
it's
oh,
not. It's
we don't want
no.
to
Here's
hold
the
him
thing.
accountable.
The problem with Trump supporters is that they're fucking retarded, and they think that they're voting for one thing when they're getting a completely other, like, different thing. They have a completely, like, skewed idea about what the
So-
issues in the world are right now. They probably aren't even able to identify where Israel is on a map, let alone like explain why they support Israel in the first place, or why it's important for like the United States to maintain good relations with them. Like, I'm not gonna like look at a Trump supporter for like literally fucking anything
So
on
calling
this.
Trump supporters retarded isn't a good argument. Why? Because I have like many Trump supporters that they just voted for Israel. They just voted Trump for Israel.
Yeah, I personally know someone
like
like that.
no-
I would say that person is exceptionally fucking retarded.
Why?
Because like here's the thing about me. I think anyone who is a single issue voter is like by definition like sub-zero like IQ. Like they're not an intelligent person whatsoever.
So he was like a liberal. So like I have a liberal gay friend.
If a liberal voted for Trump and a liberal gay friend voted for Trump, yeah, I would say that they probably have had some sort of like brain issue, like some sort of like traumatic brain
he
injury.
hasn't brain issue. Like he hasn't any brain issue. So he's like he's more like not I don't mean a leftist. I mean a liberal centrist guy who is just concerning about Israel, who has like a half
Yeah, I
Jewish
would say that
family.
he's probably fucked himself in that
So
regard.
he didn't fuck himself. He just cared about his half Jewish family. So yes, that's why he just voted.
Yeah,
so
but
the
like
single issue voting isn't bad because when you're voting for, so I know, so I just want to clarify that many of my compatriots that voted for Trump, so they're not stupid. They just voted for him because they know that that guy will bring more pressure to that country that they want to make that free again, and so some single issue voting is not stupid. And
No, I
you're
think
saying,
it's all
oh,
stupid.
every single issue voting is stupid. That's not a good argument because sometimes you're voting for your family, sometimes you're voting for your, I don't know, your future, your family's future, your like homeland's future. So there are many issues that you're voting for, and some single issue voting.
Can you tell me? Can you
that's
tell me
not
how
wrong.
like someone who voted for Trump over Biden? Can you tell me how things have gotten better or how things will be better in Israel as a result of that?
So if you're saying, oh, Trump over Biden, so if people are so there's
What has Biden's kept
person.
Israel from doing?
So Biden didn't prevent Israel from doing those things, but Biden released $26 billion for Iran, and that was completely
That's
wrong.
not true.
Yes, that is true.
Isn't this the meme, or am I
Biden
mixing something
released
up? Hold on.
$10 billion in November 2024. And also $16
November of
billion
2024.
before December 2023.
Here, let's look that up. I want to see right now. Do you want to put money on this, or do you know that you're lying about this?
I have the links. I can just send you that immediately.
Oh, you have links for me? Let me look this up. Biden
Yes.
release money Iran. You said 16 billion?
One of them is 16 billion, and that's in 2023. September 12th, that's 2023. And wait, that's from a Congress, Brian Mess. But that's not part of an issue that you say, oh, that's this, that, and that's right or that's wrong. So yes, that's from House. So there's a thing. So Biden handed over 16 billion to Iran November 22nd, 2023. So, and even in
a recent deal
November
involving a
8th,
prisoner swap and the extension of a Trump-era waiver have freed $16 billion in previously frozen Iranian funds. Social media posts distort the sources of the money to falsely claim Joe Biden gave $16 billion to Iran. The Iranian money has been unfrozen with restrictions that it can be used for humanitarian purposes. I'm pretty sure we looked at this exact thing last time we talked because this link was already clicked on when I looked up Biden released money from Iran. I remember this. It
and
was
that's a new one. And that's a new one, like 15 days ago.
okay. So we're going to walk back the $16 billion and we're going to look at this 10 billion. Okay. Release 10 billion. I'm going to look at this up specifically. Man, I wish I could find a... You're going to call this fake because it's a fact-checking website, but I can't find anything from a, like, non-biased. If I could find, like, AP or as an opinion piece. That was in 2023. Okay, let's see here. Fuck off. Mixture. The Biden administration renewed a 2018 sanctions waiver for Iraq on November 7th, 2024, allowing Iraq to continue to purchase energy from Iran. Oh, so Iraq has a waiver from us so that they can continue buying oil from Iran.
So they just released like the $10 billion from the Iranian black money, and so
Hold on.
many people are saying
That's not what the claim seems to be. Let's read it. Even the link that you sent me from the New York Post says the Biden administration quietly extended
yes,
a sanctions waiver that will grant Iran access to roughly $10 billion from Iraq 2 days after President-elect Donald Trump's Election Day victory. Do you realize that this hold on. This isn't $10 billion going straight to Iran. You realize that, right?
yes. So they have access to just claim that $10 billion.
No, it's a $10 billion oil deal. Is that what I'm reading right?
So yes, you're reading this, and that means that.
Do you realize that it's a lot different than what you were claiming?
What? So where's the difference? So I said that they can have $10 billion more. So there's so that's kind of funding.
No, it looks like there is a total, like the totality of the deal that they had signed was $10 billion. And it seems like there is a waiver that we have allowed them to, allowed Iraq to get around our sanctions, specifically Iraq and nobody else, because it doesn't seem like Iraq has the ability to get it from anybody else.
So yes, that's a $10 billion between Iraq and Iran. And they're saying, oh, Iran should sell that amount of oil to Iraq, and Iraq is going to give $10 billion to Iran. Meanwhile, they have to sanction Iran from selling oil more than this. So yes, that's kind of funding Iran, because
Iran will
they're
receive
just
nearly $10 billion being held in escrow accounts in Iraq that U.S. officials claim may only be used for humanitarian trade.
So they're saying, only using for humanitarian aid, but they're not using that for humanitarian aid. Both of us are no.
Well, based off of the last conversation that we had, where you said that we gave them $16 billion and that was untrue, we had complete control. because we went over this last time, okay? We have $16 billion of Iranian funds. They're in accounts that are controlled by us. And if they want to spend it on something, they have to ask us first.
So you're saying
they have access
they
to
have
them.
ask the U.S. that what are they spending for? So they're saying, oh, we are going to spend.
And then
so
we buy it for them with their money and send it to them.
So you can just say, oh, we just want to use that money for humanitarian aid or for this or for that. But
yeah, and then we have to buy it and then we ship it to them.
Yes, but the problem is that they're not being honest. Like they weren't honest about like the nuclear program. So there's two sources from Reuters that
hold on, I don't want you to go. I want you to explain to me really quick how they're not being honest if they say we need $100 million worth of food aid, and then the United States takes the money out of the account and buys $100 million worth of food aid, and we ship it to them. How are they using that money that we've already spent for them, that we're releasing to them via aid? How are they using that in a nefarious way?
So did they actually spend, for example, $10 billion food aid for Iran?
No, it doesn't seem like they've accessed that money yet because it has only been since November 7th, and it only extends this for 120 days.
So to just buy food.
Hold on, really quick. I'm not yelling at you really quick. I'm going to yell at my chat. Jealous Spy says, so cringe. Big, fat, sassy boy just straight up trusting anything that is printed. Jealous Spy, if you have anything that would go against anything that I'm saying, then please post it. Or are you just a big, fat fucking retard who's saying something on the internet that doesn't have anything to back up? I'm literally just reading something that's on the fucking page. If you have something that has something that's different than what I'm saying, then fucking, or do you just have all knowledge that just like imbues in you from outside of your fucking consciousness? You just sit there and via Wi-Fi, God fucking imbues it into your brain. Is that what you're fucking talking about? If someone says something in writing, it's true. Oh yeah, no, I forgot all of the different ways that we can ingest media, ingest information just straight from God. Okay, sorry, you were saying?
I said that they can just I said that they can just 10 billion being held in escrow accounts in Iraq that U.S. officials claim that's only used for humanitarian trade. So they're saying only used for humanitarian trade, okay? But the Iranian government wasn't even honest about it, and they just used it in other ways. So even Biden administration didn't just force Iran to just use it in the correct way. That doesn't make sense based on what we just
read. Because the U.S. is in control of the bank account. So how could we're not releasing the money to them? We are saying you have access to buy stuff that we are going to vet. We are the ones who spend the money.
They have access to buy stuff, and so they can just save money and just spend more on their military budget. So they know that they can just buy these things. By this $10 billion.
Okay. Thank you for giving like an actual reasonable. I was waiting for you to fucking give like the level 1 fucking debunk to this argument. Okay, the fucking fungibility of money, right, is what you're referring to. The fact that
yes.
Because they're getting $100 million worth of food aid, then that's $100 million that they can spend on literally anything else.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me, like, there's like 3 different ways we could go down the incentives and, like carrot and a stick thing. We could do the, how else are we going to negotiate with them if we've already taken all incentive for them to like play by our rules away, then how are we possibly going to get them to do anything? Like we could go down that route, but like, again, can you explain to me how the fuck this plays into literally anything that we've talked about this entire fucking time? Like you're talking about Iran all of a sudden. We started this conversation with you criticizing what I do and don't talk about on stream and how I should be more angry about like anti-Semitism, which I don't like anti-Semitism, but like now we're talking about fucking Iran. Can we like stick to one fucking topic for a second?
Yes, sorry. So because there were, sorry, I have to apologize first. And then, yes, those two things were actually related, but okay, we were, okay, we
I
can just
understand
get
that
back
Iran
to
is
the
going to be like
point.
highly, like, again, let's recenter
Just
the
get back to the-
conversation because Iran does have to do with like U.S. politics. This is like ultimately, you want me to talk more about Israel and like the conspiracies that people have around Israel and the anti-Semitism that we see going on and shit like that. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how my coverage of anything should like differ? Like should I devote like 15 minutes a day to this, or should I just like wait until like a big story happens, like I do with literally everything else?
So maybe, for example, you can just when you're streaming, I don't know, maybe like last 15 minutes or something like that. You can just say, oh, there's a news about like Israel and this anti-Semitic thing, and you can just debunk another anti-Semitic lie, for example. So you do use X, yes? You do use Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you know that 1984 guy?
Who?
1984.
No.
Okay, 1984 is a guy who is an ex, who is a conservative, and he is. And wait, I can just show you his account. So 1984, who is that fucking guy? Yes, I have that. Sorry. So can you just see my message? Can you just see his username that I sent that to you?
For some reason, I'm not. I only see the last. I see the New York Post thing, and that's it.
Wow, sorry. So yes, can you see that now? The official
Yeah.
1984.
I
This
see
guy.
it.
Do you
Is
know
he
this guy?
is he like a crazy anti-Semite?
Yes, he's a crazy anti-Semite and one of the Sam Parker's best friend.
Okay.
Yes, and I was on his space earlier today, and you know what did he say?
What did he say?
He said that Jews invented COVID.
Really?
Yes, he said Jews invented COVID, and and the Jews just wanted to kill people around the world.
You know, that's crazy. I disagree with that. You know who else said something similar?
And their listeners are becoming higher. And another fact is, like 5 days ago.
You know who
I
else said
think
something
about,
similar? Like just because like this is like both a
that's
left
another
and a
story.
well,
And
there's like the
like
whole thing
6
like
days ago.
RFK, who is Donald Trump's pick for health of ministry. He also believes that. So like, am I not supposed to? Am I supposed?
He didn't say Jews.
He said Ashkenazi Jews specifically are not affected by COVID, and we should look into the reasons why. Chinese people and Ashkenazi Jews, for some reason, RFK says that these two groups are unaffected by COVID, and in fact, it makes them stronger. Believe it or not, he said this, and it's on camera, and we've watched it on stream. So, like, am I only supposed to focus on these left-wing nutters, or can I like still
and
criticize
also,
the Trump administration for their crazy people?
Yeah, I do agree. We have to also criticize Trump and Trump's administration guys for something like this. Yes, I do agree. So I disagree with Tucker Carlson. I was on the space with Congressman Laura Boebert 2 days ago. So I just asked her that please just hold Jeffrey Sachs accountable. So I just told Congressman Boebert that please hold Jeffrey Sachs accountable for his anti-Semitic views.
Yeah? And
Yes.
what did she say to that?
And she said, yes, Trump just picked his administration, and yes, we will hold him accountable.
Okay. Well, you should go in
will.
and tell her that she should probably tell her party to also hold Trump's current, health and safety, whatever the fuck pick. Hold him accountable for being a fucking weirdo dude who wants to say that Jews aren't affected by COVID. Like, that's also something that would probably be a good idea.
Yes, that's also something wrong, and we have to see after the inauguration that what's going to happen after that. And also, like, that's a right wing, and the left wing. There was a girl who had a trans flag and gay flag, and she was Irish. So there's also a huge Irish influence in the U.S.
hate
and
the
I just don't
Irish.
want to talk about that. Yes, she was Irish. After I criticized their prime minister because he said, "Oh, Netanyahu is this, Netanyahu is that, and Israel is doing wrong," and I just criticized Irish, and many gay and trans activists just insulted me because why? Because he supported
But how
Israel,
many of
and
them
they
were
said,
Irish?
"Oh, all of them."
Well, yeah, fuck those guys then.
Yes. So I'm telling you, both the left and the right. So they're gays, and they're saying, "Oh, free Palestine." I see those motherfuckers every single day, and I call them motherfuckers, and I may call the gays for Palestine the F word because they don't care about their rights in the Middle East.
Whoa!
Because
You can only do that. Hold on.
because they don't care about their rights.
Well, you
I don't
should
want to
only
tell
do
that.
that if they come from Dublin or from Cork.
No, I meant every single. No, I meant I don't want to refer that to a specific nationality or a specific race. I meant the people who don't care about their rights. That they're just so the other people should call them those words because they deserve to be called because they don't care about their rights and they're just opposing their national rights.
I think that's pretty crazy.
Yes, by supporting something that they're against actual rights. Because if you say I'm, so the only thing that those gays for Palestine can do is to marry an actual gay in Gaza and save them from that hell.
Oh, that would be really brave of them to do.
Yes. So that's the only so that's the only gays for Palestine policy. Nothing more. So yes, and both sides are totally crazy. And so you can also like for 15 minutes, I don't know. So you're streaming for 2 hours, for 3 hours, I don't know. But you can just expose some of those anti-Semites like for 15 minutes, like for the last 15 minutes of your stream. So you can just have a part called, for example, like the funniest anti-Semites of the day. So you can just have a part like this for 15 minutes, and you can just debunk them for this period.
Well,
that's my, for example, suggestion to you.
Well, why not, like, if you want to, you can like grab a bunch of links for me, and before I go live, I'll review them, and like I'll do something like that.
And yes, so I can just send you those links. For example, one of the most funniest guy is Suleiman Ahmed. Even Destiny debated him on Islam on October 7th, and he claimed that Ayasha was a 9-year-old when she had sex with Prophet Muhammad. So yes, you can just see his debate against Destiny, and he's one of the most cringy people. I have also debated Suleiman Ahmed on his space, and he was such a miserable, insufferable guy. So yes,
Sounds
you can
like
just
it.
you can. Yes, you can. So also, some of your I don't know, you're saying like the same party people, like I don't know, like Emma Vigilant, Sam Sadler, Cenk Uygur, and Brianna Joy Gray. So those people, there are also some anti-Semite lunatics.
I mean, there's some crazy people out there. But yeah, if
Yes.
you send me links, then maybe I'll
So
consider
I
it.
can send you all of those accounts, and you can have an anti-Semite, funniest anti-Semite of the day part when you are streaming, and that's going to be a good, like fun part of your stream, an exclusive fun part. So that's maybe a good idea. So you don't have to like say, oh, all the stream is about anti-Semitism now, and you can just say, oh, that's a 15 minutes. You can just cut this 15 minutes and like publish it as a video. So you said,
Well, if
oh,
there's something interesting to cover, I'll definitely cover it. I'm not sure about it right now, but if there's something good that you get me, then I'll definitely look into that.
yes. Yes, so finally we did agree on something.
A little bit of something like that. All right. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I just want to say sorry. I just want to apologize to your audience because I wasted your time and I wasted your audience time. I don't know if they say something positive or negative about me, but
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I did not read my chat once. I did make a very nice MS Paint drawing though. But yeah.
And also, I just want to tell you another thing. I think on December the 30th, I think it's going to be early morning. I don't know, but I'm going to have a debate against an independent right-wing anti-Semite lunatic. Her name is her name. I don't want to say that, but her name. I don't want to. Her name is kind of similar to that big streamer that we know as a centrist person. So her name is also Destiny. I don't want to say, oh, that's that Destiny. No, that's another Destiny.
Okay, gotcha. I was trying to figure out what you were talking about.
Her first name is Destiny. Her full name is Destiny. I think. Wait. Yes, Destiny Resendez. Yes.
Oh,
So
send me
I'm
your
going
like
to
Twitter
have it-
page. We'll see if that's
Yes, like just a Twitter page, and also it's also a conspiracy theories. So yes, I would like to debate that person, and if you like, and if you're interested to listen to that debate, so you can just tell me, and I can just send you the link of that specific space that we are going to debate on it. So me and that another debater are going to debate on StreamYard, but after the debate, so you can ask the questions by just raise your hand in the space, so the moderator can just let you speak and ask the debaters questions.
okay. All right, I'll catch you
Yeah.
later. All right, my man.
Catch you later. No, I thank you for having me in your stream.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it, and have a good evening. And also happy early New Year.
Yeah, happy early New Year. All right, bye. Okay. Sorry, once the edibles hit, I lost the ability to care. I just when it got to the point where the guy was like saying shit about like hydrochloric acid like not being a war crime, that was something. Okay, it was something. All right, what are we doing next? Look up Israel withhold aid for 1 week. Well, here's the thing. Oh shit, Zapcat was saying shit to me in chat and I didn't see it until now. Fuck me. Sorry, Zapcat. We were fully conscious for that. I'm so glad. But yeah, no, I don't need to look up the Israel thing. Like again, the reason I don't, that was supposed to be a conversation about what my content was supposed to be, and then it didn't. It kind of was there, but then it wasn't, and it kind of like meandered so much that at a certain point I didn't care. All right, what are we doing next, guys? I'm pretty sure it's solid and real and a war crime. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I just don't. I don't care about the war in Gaza anymore. Like, I don't think that anybody cares actually about like the truth matter of that. You have like a position and you're gonna stick with that position no matter what, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. And it's never been like a super passionate point of contention with me, right? I don't have any strong feelings towards Israel or against Israel. I just don't. I have some probably future family that's going to, you know, they're Israeli and they have a very strong opinion on it, right? And my family has very strong opinions on the other side of it. And I think that they're just all like very heavily emotionally invested in it and can't see anything else except for that one point of view, right? We have done 3 to 4 videos on anti-Semitism. Yeah, but it's not enough for people whose entire one issue voter thing is like Israel-Palestine. I could make like 1 video per week on anti-Semitism, and some people would think that that's not enough, right? Like he was saying, like 15 minutes at the beginning of every stream. Like, I'm sorry, I do care about anti-Semitism, like, but I would rather talk about like the broader trend of it every once in a while than go over it every single fucking day. Here's 15 new instances of fucking anti-Semitism. Like, you would see me gently swaying by my neck in the back over there before you saw me doing like a fucking weekly roundup of every fucking like hate crime against a specific group. I just like, that's just not something that I can do. That's not what my content is, you know? My point of view is correct, so I'm okay staying in my lane. Like, my point of view is, like, it seems like Israel has done some really fucked up things. I don't like Netanyahu, but also the fucking, like, the fucking Hamas in Gaza and the fucking Palestinians haven't done themselves any fucking favors with the rest of the world in terms of, like, their perception of the, you know, the legitimacy of the, like, plight that they have, you know? Rise of anti-Semitism on the left and the right could be a video topic. It'll never be a video topic on this channel, unfortunately, just because I'm not going to go through. I know like the beginnings of the like for instance, Holocaust denial started with communists in France, right? That's true. Communists in France made up, you know, their version of Holocaust denial at the very beginning of like the 1950s because they thought that it was a lie from the governments, the, you know, bourgeois capitalist governments to place blame on something other than fascism for the war, right? And how they were like holding away culpability for themselves and shit, you know? Nothing will change until Likud is gone. Netty 2.0 will be worth. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It started in Twitch chat, actually. True. MAGAs will wake up is when the media starts to contrast Trump's actions with his past lie. Most will wake up, but Percival Alexander, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that they will wake up because they've had that sort of thing, like Snopes fact check, right? Like, I was scared to bring up a Snopes fact check because it has the word fact check in it, and it was about something political, right? So, like, I don't think that their, like, opinions will change, like, whatsoever, like, at all, like, full stop. Maybe an article about Gen Z not supporting Israel. But, like, again, like, I don't. Number one, that topic, like, has sailed. Like, unless we want to do, like, an actual video essay on it and, like, do some deep research, that content has sailed, like, that should have been done in December of last year or like January of this year, like closer to the beginning of the war. But like we're like a year plus into this, and it's getting kind of hard to defend Israel like at all because they just keep on bombing things, right? Like it's just like at the end of the day, I can't care because there's not like a single good guy, there's not a single bad guy. Nobody wants to hear the nuances of the positions that I have, so I've stopped talking about it like in totality. I don't talk about it with my parents, I don't talk about it with my brother, I don't talk about it with anyone in my family, I don't talk about it with anybody in my real life, because like everyone just has a like set position now, and it's not going to fucking change. It's way too, like, the narrative has been spun for this topic like a million times, and it's not going to change, and their perception is not going to change. I do wonder if the Twitch boycott and the damage is done. Well, my understanding is the most recent thing has been the streamer awards, or the streamies, or whatever they fucking call them. A sponsor pulled out last minute because Hassan was nominated for something. Is that true? Also, is there anything else? I guess I should draw a little person, shouldn't I? All right. Scroll through the comments of this. The Jews run the world. People are so cringe. Holy shit. Oh man, he's about to get torn the fuck up. I'm sorry, I don't know coding. Says the guy who just sold his entire media company to Jews. They interviewed Hassan, but he couldn't stand in front of the sponsor wall like others. Why is my guy acting like he can program? No, I was trying to read that and try and figure out like if it made any sense to me, but I don't know anything about coding at all, so. Holy shit, I forgot this guy existed. It's just weird fucking anti-Semitism, dude. What can I fucking say? Holy shit. I forgot about this girl. Holy fucking shit. God, it's like a fucking jump scare, dude. Not sure if it's a bit radical, but I'd like a social media where you have to go by your real name. Yeah, it's called LinkedIn. It's called LinkedIn. No, but the like it would be cool if everyone had to tie their identity to their social media, because people would be a lot less brave. Should I post my thoughts on Israel-Palestine there? Yeah, you should. Wait, it depends. Do you have the correct opinion? Because otherwise you shouldn't. All right, let's see here. I think I'm chilling. Is there anything else that we need to go over today? I opened up way too many tabs. I can tell already. Sondsol is okay with removing anonymity. I will do it if everyone else has to also. Here, We'll put on background music while we find our next topic. All right. Ooh, what's Resi doing right now?
So yeah, I will say this tweet from Vince is really great because it actually brings up a lot of very specific points. And as far as I can tell, so far,
Why can't I join his fucking...
Oh no, yeah, he just stopped. Oh, Tyler did have one response that he retweeted of his.
Hey, drag me in, you fucking loser. Who would you rather have as president, Adolf Hitler or Donald Trump? Jesus Christ. I'm fine with either. Both are strong. Co-presidents? Jesus fuck, dude. If we united us into short stream, we could get hundreds of viewers. Here's the thing, Tron. When it comes to my viewers, they're not going to go to YouTube. They're not going to. When it comes to Twitch viewers. Why?
The thing, Tyler is wrong because he said it was victim blaming when that is exactly what he was trying to do.
Why won't you drag me in?
It's rat behavior. He's a rat. Like, I'm sorry, if you don't see Tyler as ratty, he's rattier than Grackle, for fuck's sake. Right? Why won't you drag me in? We were in the middle of a sentence. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hey, I just wanted to ask a question really quick. Oops, I was muted. I just want to ask a question real quick.
You're good.
So I just did my first Obsidian little thing that you told me to do. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Now I took an edible, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I should tell Resi that it went good. And I clicked onto your stream, and you were looking at pictures of Jeffrey Epstein for some reason, and I just really need an explanation.
He's my uncle.
Bro.
It was really rough. Trump killed him, and I've been paid to keep it quiet.
Yeah, that's good.
No, I think we were going over. I think Tyler. What did I do today? I did Laura Loomer and the Elon stuff. I did.
What do you think of the Elon Vivek? That shit.
It's the Elon Vivek stuff. I like it. It's a fun little civil war. I put a segment together on it. I'm really interested in the Laura Loomer end of it, mostly because I am dreadfully fascinated with Laura Loomer. I just think that she's like interesting, not in a good way. Okay, interesting like Hitler was interesting, but I like
just
looking at Laura Loomer, so I kind
hot,
of focused on that.
We get it. Just say.
No, she looks like this one chick that was kind of a bitch to me, like when I was like much younger, and so like that's kind of a part of it. But no, like overall,
because there was some Jewish girl that was mean to you when you were a kid, now you hate all Jewish women.
I don't think she looks Jewish. Yeah, but no, it wasn't even that. It's no, I already did a segment on her because I think that her calling Lindsey Graham gay outright was pretty funny, and then I just started like looking into her shit.
Did she really?
It went well. Yeah. There was like that whole time she was like blowing up because people were saying,
not gay, I'm Lindsey Graham.
I have a video on it. You should check that one out. That's like an old one. So, but no, actually, Loomer is just like one of my targets.
She's an op.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like following like a few people like over time to see what they do and like making more content like that. I don't know. I think it's good because then it's like, oh, I have some insight into who this person is. Like I've got a thing on Mizkif that I'm going to be doing later, and I'm doing it because I've done a lot of Mizkif content, you know, because I have issues with Mizkif and have for years. So that's what the focus has been. I don't know what I'm fairly certain there was some Jeffrey Epstein up on my stream. I don't know when.
Literally like 30 seconds before I said, "Why won't you drag me in?" You had a picture of Jeffrey Epstein up on your screen. I'm like 90% sure it was him.
Let me take a look real quick. I have my. That's what you're implying by baiting someone to break into your weakest point. Was it this? I kind of did.
Well, here, I'll go to your live. Here we go.
Yeah, check it out.
No,
yeah,
it wasn't that. It wasn't that. No, I'm not fucking retarded. That doesn't look like.
No, I
Jeffrey
know.
Epstein
I
at
understand
all.
that. I just don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm like legitimately like where.
There's a picture of Jeffrey Epstein, and he was on your screen, and so I decided.
Okay,
to say
all right.
something.
Well, first off, it doesn't matter if he was or not. Okay, I don't support Jeffrey. I denounce Jeffrey Epstein.
But he's your uncle.
He did rape those kids, though.
Did you get any like inheritance?
No.
I just had someone comment in my YouTube chat. I need me a snow bunny, laughing, crying emoji, no cap. What should I do
You
about
have
that?
one. Well, I guess she's not. Well, we don't know. She's just a white woman.
Who are you talking about?
You're in a relationship, in a committed relationship, like, right?
Are you
Please,
saying
God.
that I'm black?
No, yes, Sondsol. I was saying you're black. All right, buddy. All right, you got the height for it. Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh shit! I can't say that on Twitch. Never mind. I can't say that on Twitch. Bye. I say that on Twitch. Bye, bitch. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh yeah, there was this fucking happened.
Breaking news this hour, fresh indications that Russia may have shot down an Azerbaijan Airlines passenger plane. Tonight, a U.S. official is underscoring the possibility that Russian air defenses misidentified the jet as a wartime drone launched by Ukraine. CNN's Nada Bashir has more on the investigation and a survivor's new account of the deadly crash.
Subhanallah Rakhimov thought he was plunging to his death. He said he heard a...
Milo says Laura Loomer isn't Jewish. Bro, you know, I should really shut off that. Ugh.
You
What do you
absolutely
fucking
can
want?
say SBD on Twitch.
What?
This was like a whole. You can definitely say Snow Bunny Demon on Twitch. You can make jokes. It's fine.
What are you talking about?
I just looked at your because you just left and you're like, oh, I can't say that on Twitch. It's fine.
No.
Give me a little-
No, the joke that I was going to make, I can't say on Twitch. I wasn't. No.
Okay,
No, mine
all
was
right.
way edgier than
so
whatever the fuck
you're
you
really
said.
stoned, and I almost got you to be racist.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
I
That
have
makes sense.
to. I have to stop
I do
myself
bring that
before
out in people. I do bring that out in people. I get it. Okay.
Dude, listen. All it takes is one shot of vodka and half an edible, and I'm there. Okay, I'm ready
Yeah,
for it. I just had to stop myself before I went too
Yeah.
far.
All
Okay,
right. Okay,
it was
you know
my
what?
self-limiting. All right, I was being a
You know what?
self-limiter.
I am proud of you for knowing your limits, and I will leave you to your stream. Have a good day, Sondsol.
Damn, I was about to say something even worse. I was about to be like, catch you later, my new. They're just like a hang up. I decided against it, dude. I decided against it because I'm a good person. And I also don't want to get banned. Tate is greater than Epstein. You're just choosing one rapist over another one at that point. All right. Should I watch this? Watch on stream. Vladimir Putin's propaganda machine has plunged to sick new depths after releasing a bizarre video appearing to kill Western Santa. Footage created in Russia shows Father Christmas soaring over the Kremlin in his sleigh before being blasted out of the sky in a fiery explosion. Okay, why do we need the captions?
Here are your presents. Happy New Year. Holy shit. Все?
Все. Цель уничтожена.
Правильно. Не нужно нам ничего иностранного в нашем небе. С Новым годом!
И тебя, дед. Всех с Новым.
Oh, Jesus. And then they shot down a plane of civilians. Oh, no, dude. They released that and then did this shit, dude.
Before oxygen masks dropped, reciting the Shahada, the Muslim proclamation of faith.
Dude, that's... You can't get better... You can't get better fucking timing than that, can you? Wait, hold on. There is no mistaking a drone for a plane? Leo Jansch. Where do you get that fucking idea?
He says what he had thought to be his final prayer. According to Azerbaijan Airlines, the plane had faced physical and technical external interference. As the pilot attempted an emergency landing, the plane burst into flames upon impact. 38 people on board did not survive. Remarkably, Rakhimov was among 29 people who survived the crash. After the bang, I already had my mind set that something bad would happen because it was clear that the plane had received some damage, Rakhimov says. And when the plane started behaving unusually, then it became 100% clear. I realized then that it was all over and decided I should film my final minutes. Accounts from survivors like Rakhimov give a rare first-hand glimpse into the terrifying final moments of the flight and potentially what may have caused the crash. Azerbaijani sources...
So, Russia is claiming that this was a bunch of fucking birds that caused this thing to go down, but then you can also clearly see on the fuselage of the plane, like, fragmentation marks. What's the word? Like puncture marks made by a fucking missile. Like you can see it. And you can also see in that footage right there, like this little bit right here that helps the plane extend and retract the foils. I don't know exactly all the parts of a plane, but like you can see it's damaged right here. And if birds hit it, it's not going to damage it right there. It's going to damage. Yeah, it's a JDAM. No. But like if a bird hits the plane, it's going to hit the front or the front part of the wing. It's not going to damage it right here. And also they're too high up for it to be a bird. So I don't think that it was a fucking bird.
Potentially what may...
Украинские боевые беспилотники.
Ukrainian combat drones were mounting terrorist attacks on civil infrastructure in the cities of Grozny and Vladikavkaz, the head of Russia's Federal Air Transport Agency said. Due to this, in the area of the Grozny airport, the Kovyur plan was introduced, meaning all aircrafts had to leave the indicated airspace immediately. Russian aviation authorities claim the plane had initially attempted to land in Grozny twice and was later offered other airport options within Russia. But the pilot rerouted towards the Kazakh city of Aktau instead. For those on board, it was a terrifying physical and emotional ordeal. For a brief moment...
Yeah, they were in a fucking plane crash. Thank you for that, like, hard-hitting fucking journalism. Oh... I don't know if you know this, but did you know that everyone on board was terrified on their way down to their emergency landing? Yeah, no fucking shit. You're on a plane and it's crashing. You're probably going to die. Yeah, everyone on board was fucking terrified. Thank you for telling us.
Passengers thought they were out of danger. But when the Caspian Sea appeared, the clouds dispersed and the plane began to behave unusually, Rakhimov says. The feeling of tension began to increase, both for other passengers and for myself. Russian authorities have yet to respond to allegations that their air defenses may have played a part in the fatal crash. But clear perforations in the fuselage point to shrapnel or debris
Shrapnel,
hitting the
that was the
plane
word I was
while
looking for.
still in the air, according to several aviation experts. The hope now is that recovered black boxes will provide more definitive information regarding the plane's final moments. I was conscious when I felt the impact. I was thrown up and down and back up again. I was strapped in, yet I was being thrown back and forth, Rakhimov recounts. It all lasted for a few seconds. Then everything went quiet. There was silence.
Is that thing
Everything was
coming for
calm.
us? Oh,
and
no.
I realized that that was it. We had landed. And Wolf, just in the last few hours, we have heard from a US official saying that early indications show that the holes that are seen in the fuselage and the wreckage of the plane are consistent with shrapnel damage from an explosion. So that will be a key line of inquiry for investigators. And while those 2 black boxes have been recovered, authorities say it could take around 2 weeks.
Some are going after Trump for defending Hindus. Donald Trump and Elon Musk plan to replace white Americans with Indians. It's clear now. I don't know why I turned him into Alex Jones, but I strongly condemn the barbaric violence against Hindus, Christians, and other minorities who are getting attacked and looted by mobs in Bangladesh, which remains in a total state of chaos. It would have never happened on my watch. Kamala and Joe have ignored Hindus across the world and in America. What's going on with Hindus? I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care. These people are insane.
Why was she brought in? Of course, to begin with, completely insane. And Laura was brought on into the campaign by Jason Miller, who is that sort of frog-faced, useless bag of never mind. But Jason Miller and Boris Epstein, who's the head of Trump's legal team, these are the 2 guys who were kind of like, oh yeah, Laura Loomer, maybe Laura Loomer. And so she gets on the plane, and then Laura Loomer claims to a bunch of people in Palm Beach, all of her friends around in Miami, that she had performed
family friendly.
Huh?
Monica Lewinsky.
I was going to say a sex act.
There you go. She alleged this. She alleged to people she was spreading those.
I love you, and I try to take care of you. And do you know how difficult it is for me to talk like this on your show?
Sorry, I wasn't
Laura Loomer,
paying attention.
Why was she brought in?
Of course, to begin with, completely insane. And Laura was brought on into the campaign by Jason Miller, who is that sort of frog-faced, useless bag of never mind. But Jason Miller and Boris Epstein, who's the head of Trump's legal team, these are the 2 guys who were kind of like, oh yeah, Laura Loomer, maybe Laura Loomer.
I don't want to delete it. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice, right? It's just a nice little pastoral scene, you know? There's nothing wrong with this picture. What's wrong with this picture, Zola? You think it's not good enough for me to save? What, are you some kind of fucking freak that doesn't like my fucking artwork? Is that what it is right now? You can do way better? I hate to disappoint, but I'm musically inclined, and I was in theater, so I guess I can do acting as a form of art. I cannot fucking draw. This was my best attempt. This was me spending more time than I would ever do on any picture. Although come to think of it, I could probably fix one thing real quick right here if I can just scroll this way and then maybe zoom in a little bit more. Just go ahead and fix some of that real quick. That's good. That's good. There we go. Nice shading. Hey, I haven't gotten to shading yet. Okay, asshole. Fuck you. Okay? I'll get to shading when I fucking feel like shading something.
And so she gets on the plane, and then Laura Loomer claims to a bunch of people in Palm Beach, all of her friends around in Miami, that she had performed
family friendly.
Huh?
Monica Lewinsky.
I was going to say a sex act.
There you go. She alleged this. She alleged to people she was spreading those.
I love you, and I try to take care of you. And do you know how difficult it is for me to talk like this on your show? Do you know? Do you know how hard this is?
A members-only show.
Yeah, I'll say
will go off.
Well, whatever it is. I can't. You know, it's been so long since I had sex. I did it the wrong way. I did it like that. It's just completely wrong. No, she claimed that she had performed a sex act on the president to a lot of her friends, and this I was like, okay,
Man,
right,
can you imagine a worse fucking
so I got a
mental
call
image
from somebody, and they said we need to get rid of her. The president wants to get rid of her, but he doesn't want to be the one to do it because she's crazy. So we don't want her turning on the president because so many people, so many followers and everything. So my job was to bring things about Laura to light that made her ineligible to be on the plane and around the president's circle. So, for instance, she's not Jewish. She made it up. A friend of mine was there when she did it. She ordered a Star of David necklace off the internet so that she could be ruder about Jews on stage at a rally in 2018.
Laura Loomer isn't Jewish?
She's not Jewish. She's the only person in history.
Wait, so
She's the only person in history. I submitted her for the Guinness Book of Records because she's the only person in history who's ever had a nose job to look more Jewish. It's the most amazing thing you've ever heard in your life. But I also
I've never heard
this
that
guy
about her before.
pretends not to be gay. Just like Milo's not
ran
gay.
For Congress and that never
This
came
guy
out.
pretends not to be gay. Do you hear the way that he's talking right now? I'm sorry, but my gaydar is going off. Like I know a couple of gay people, and they all seem to talk like this a little bit.
Isn't Jewish?
She's not Jewish. She's the only person in history.
Wait, so
She's the only person in history. I submitted her for the Guinness Book of Records because she's the only person in history who's ever had a nose job to look more Jewish. It's the most amazing thing you've ever heard in your life. But I also
I've never heard that about her before.
Well, she's not actually Jewish. When
she even ran for Congress and that never came up.
Right. When she well, that's because I was
can't
the
draw a car.
communications director. No, when
maybe he did not a great job.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like things went sour with Laura, and you guys have a lot of bad blood, and you
do-
sank her as a result of that. Am I reading this right?
People do pay me a lot of money to clean up my own messes. I'm just realizing this now.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, so Laura is when Laura was going to give a talk to the Republican Jewish Palm Beach Coalition or whatever it is. She drew what she thought was a Star of David on the folder she was holding her speech in, the speech I'd just written for her, except it wasn't a Star of David, it was a pentagram. And I said, Laura, darling, can I have that folder back? And she's like, why? I'm on the way out. I got a speech to give. I said, yeah, I know you got a speech to give. I just wrote it. Can I just what? And I said, well, you've written it. She's like, yes, it's a Star. It's Jewish. I want to speak Jewish. And I said, well, yeah, but it's a pentagram. I said, what do you mean it's a pentagram? I said, well, that's the Satanism thing. That's 5 stars. The Jewish star has 6 stars. And I had to draw on a whiteboard the difference and ask her to copy it, and she couldn't. She couldn't copy the two.
Well, maybe she's just really bad at art, guys.
Say, because there's no difference. You couldn't copy it. She couldn't copy it. So this is the first clue. Thank you. This is the first clue I had something was wrong. Anyway, and the second thing that I released was that in addition to her
That's what sank her among Trump?
No. Her counterfeit Jewishness. What really sank her among Trump is he hates plastic surgery, and he wondered why she looked so weird. And when I told them it's because she'd had so many procedures, Trump is kind of a bit repulsed by plastic surgery. That's the real thing that sunk her. But the other thing that I did that made her that expelled her from the circle to the great applause and thanks of the campaign and his whole family was that I revealed the real reason she can't own a gun. So Laura Loomer says that she can't own a gun or have an open carry license in California because the FBI is targeting her for being a conservative. But I have a letter from them, which I acquired, which in fact says it's because her own father had her committed in what we in California call a 5150, a forcible psych hold, twice. And that's why she's not allowed to own a gun, because she's mental. And so the headline was, why can't Laura Loomer own a gun? I asked the FBI, and her dad, Jeff. And I got her dad to I flipped her dad.
Jesus. Well, that's rough. Most appropriate beam. Okay.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up. Yeah, listen.
Probably true. All right, I think that I'm done with the stream today. I hopefully will have an opportunity to stream in the next couple of days, but I'm not 1,000% sure. But I just got here. Well, speed boost. Then tell me something to go over, okay? If you're gonna like sit there and oh no, I just got here and make me feel all guilty about it, then like give me something. Give me something to talk about, okay? What's something to talk about? Speed boost. This was fun excluding the Iranian guy. I thought that he was Dutch. I just thought it was funny. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything? Nah, dude. I ate the edible. I'm high as fuck. I might, if there's someone else streaming, I might jump onto their stream and like shoot the shit with them. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Here, I'll raid you guys into Resi. All right, you guys are going to Resifair if you're watching on Twitch. I'll catch you guys next time, all right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love ya. Bye.